State gang the mob. True simple. We in too deep.
Think about this.
The guys who came in calling in my show, they said the blacks was something that blacks in America used, that this wasn't a term that was used. That's why they said you ask them other people what they are. They say they're Nigerian. They say they're whatever, but they don't say they're black. They said black is specific for the ones who came on my show, said it was specific for blacks in America. Is that true? Because I don't know.
Okay, because some black people will come over here from Nigeria. And is that Tommy talking? That Tommy? Now you pretend.
Yes, I was just wondering, is that part true?
Wake it up.
But Tommy, I would say you're not really Panamanian, but a lot of Panamanians, they come over here and if they're dark skinned, they'll say that they're black. But he's saying that a white Jewish person ain't really Jewish or white. I'm trying to make sense of it.
He's saying Jews and whites aren't even genetically the
genuinely
same.
The first time you've heard about the difference between a Jew and a white person in all the years you yap about race?
Because a lot of Jewish people classify themselves as white.
Yes, to go undercover and to go under the guise of white supremacy.
Like a lot of like a lot of Nigerians and stuff call themselves black, and y'all have said that they do it to try and subvert blackness.
A lot of them try to pretend to be foundational black American.
Yes.
They do.
Just like the Jews that go undercover and pretend to be white when they're Jewish and they hold allegiance to Israel. Do you not know what that is?
Africans, but a lot of black Africans are still black.
I understand you're black, but don't talk about that for 5 seconds. Do you not understand the difference between the Jewish ethnicity and the white ethnicity, Tariq?
No, I don't. I swear to God, I don't.
That's genuinely concerning, the fact that you talk about race all day and you've never heard that.
He can't say it, Seiko. He can't say it. The Zionists funded the NAACP. They fund all their black organizations. He can't say anything. He'll get fired.
No, I would like to know.
His wife is Jewish. That's why. Your wife is Jewish. Do you know, like, the Jewish person owns Black Lives Matter too?
What?
Like all the foundational things you talk about, the systems of white supremacy, they all go back to Israel.
Stop chimping out, bro. You gotta chill.
Explain. My wife is Jewish. What?
Now he's acting stupid.
Okay, what are you talking about? Y'all just saying anything. You're tapping out and saying anything right now.
Yeah, I didn't say your wife is Jewish, but the first time that you actually heard that there's a difference, the system of white supremacy.
No, because nobody can articulate it.
Yeah, I'm articulating right now, but you keep on interrupting me with.
I'm not interrupting you. Please articulate.
All right, Tariq,
let me explain the point, because Tariq talks about race, and like finally he needs to understand that there's a difference.
Right.
Okay, the Jewish supremacists, they go under the guise of white supremacy, so people like you can live under a system of victimhood forever. Jewish supremacy is different than white supremacy.
Why can't you explain it without trolling?
Talk, bro.
He's just trolling. He's trolling.
I'm not trolling, but you're not listening to me without
No, because now you're talking about people like me. I'm asking a legitimate question.
Okay, let me answer.
What's the difference between a Jewish white supremacist and an Anglo white supremacist?
They're completely different ethnicity.
How so?
Jewish people are the chosen people that goes back thousands of years. It comes from the book. They come from one tribe of people. They're not white.
So what makes a person white genetically?
It comes from the Caucasus regions, the European people. Jewish people are a diaspora that have moved around. They've been kicked out of 109 countries, and they travel around the world. They all go back to the same lineage. That's why they only interact with each other. That's why they only work with each other. And that's why they subvert people like you to think that there's a system of white supremacy.
So what's the difference between Jewish supremacy and white supremacy?
Yeah.
I just explained they're not the same.
There's a big difference. That's like asking
me the difference between Chinese and Japanese. They're a different people.
So there were.
You can talk shit about white people all you want, Tariq. Start talking shit about Zionists, they'll shut your ass down.
Trolling.
That's not trolling. That's what the
during
truth
slavery.
So that's not trolling. That's actually
he
a fact.
thinks it's trolling.
You can call white people devils if you call Jews. Well, that's not something. I think everybody should admit that. That shouldn't be something that anyone argues. You can call white people devils all day, and no one says a word. Call Jews devil. For as much as Nick Cannon has said about white people, he's never, ever, ever had to sit down and learn about white people after he said it and apologize to white people after he said it. You can say what you want about whites.
Right, and Zionists are the ones that go and say white devil all the time. They go on and say that there's a
that's not a refutable fact, right? You can't. I agree with that, right, Tommy? But to me, they all anti-black the same. When it comes to my black ass, they're going to handle me the same.
Well, I just wish that sometimes conversations were had where they were being honest. Whenever people won't be honest about something that is an actual fact, like a person who knows and just did a movie about hip hop knows that these black people are able to call white people devils and black people niggas, but every time they kind of tried to refer to Jews, they beeped it.
Exactly.
Jews and white people oppress black folks. That's a fact.
Not white people. Let me explain, Tariq. You did a whole movie about hip hop. Do you know who all the hip hop executives are?
Jewish people.
Exactly. Jewish people are not white people. They do that to spread degeneracy throughout the black community, to make you think it's okay to be thugs, to prop up Sexy Red,
No,
to
so
push
it's reversed.
degeneracy.
No, it's
So you
reversed.
put on a
You don't
What
know the
happened?
difference
No,
between
it's
Jews and
reversed,
whites,
man.
and you just
No,
did
it's
something
reversed,
about
man. It's
pop
Wait,
reversed, man.
the reason why Jews and white people get lumped together is because black folks are not in position. Black folks ain't in position to delineate when it comes to oppression of black folks. White folks and Jewish people work together collectively to oppress black folks. That's a fact.
So
No,
why don't
they
blacks and
don't work
tethers work
collectively.
together
They don't work
to uplift blacks?
Because most of those tethers are trying to be under that cloak of white supremacy, right? They like they white adjacent.
Most of them?
Those
That's a
model
large
minorities.
number.
We're talking about people like Sneeko parents, right? Those model minorities. Oh, I'm not going to come over here and fight it. Matter of
Sneeko
fact,
appears mixed. He seemed like he Asian or something.
Mixed with
Yeah,
what?
Asian.
Mixed with what?
Filipino and black.
Hey, Sneeko, what are you, Sneeko?
Asians are the
we
model
confused.
minority.
Okay, I'm Filipino and Haitian, right? Like Haiti's
I'm
a slave
saying
nation.
Oh, so Al Sharpton is looking for you at this rally come June 19th in fucking New York.
What kind of rally is it?
I'm not going to go to
It's
your black
a Haitian rally.
I'm good off that. I'm not going to go
Haitian
to your
rally for
black victim
Juneteenth.
rally.
By the way, the Haitians and the Caribbeans are trying to steal Juneteenth.
Okay, can you mute
holiday.
because nobody wants to talk to you? I want to talk to Tariq. Tariq, have you never heard about Jewish?
You need to get a dental plan, nigga.
Yo, take that nigga down. They got no respect for the space.
Yeah,
because
usually that's like that's white supremacists try to pawn off the supremacy on each other. They try to play hot potato when they both practice it. So I don't really get into the ethnic background of a suspected white supremacist.
So you get into the ethnic background when you think it's white people, but when it's Jews, you stay quiet. Why?
Oh no, because white is white to me.
Okay, but I just differentiated to it. No. That was the dumbest take.
This you'll get canceled, Sneeko.
Because that's a deflection.
Tariq.
That's a deflection.
Before you keep echoing this retard stuff.
What's the difference? What's the difference between a anti-black Jewish person and an anti-black Anglo? What's the difference?
That they're different races, Tariq.
Oh, I can
doesn't mean anything to me. What does that mean to me? They're both oppressing me.
System of white supremacy.
I can answer that one.
Okay, Tariq, do you know who created the Federal Reserve? Was it white people or was it Zionists?
Oh, y'all did it together.
Of them, both of them.
Y'all did it together, right? As
They
soon
did
as you
it
brought the
together.
Federal
They answer that. Come on,
the birth of a nation. What are we doing?
So you get out of that victimhood nature that you use to white people and talk about the Jews as well, but you won't because they fund you.
If you had a white supremacist partner in crime from an ethnic group and they got more money from you, that doesn't concern me because you both got the money from me. So
he's funded by Zionists 100%.
He doesn't care about who it is. He just wants to be in the victim.
No.
He doesn't care.
All of you, we look at you all the same.
As long as he's a victim forever, as long as he feels like black people are
victimizing me, you're both one in the same.
It doesn't matter who's in power.
You're one in the same. You're one in the same. All oppressors are one in the same.
Can I explain the difference?
Okay, so he just changed. So now it's not white supremacy, it's oppressors.
Right. Of white supremacy.
Let me say something, damn it.
Yep, white supremacy.
Okay, but no.
But you're
he's looping.
I'm not looping.
I'm gonna have to jump off the stage on Sneeko. I'm gonna have to jump off the stage.
I just described to you the difference between Jews and whites.
But
they're completely different.
I want to hear what Tommy got to say. Go ahead, Tommy.
When he says, what is the difference? It is simple, and it's one that every one of y'all should know right now. You can make money off of calling out whites and not be silenced.
Bingo.
You can't do the same thing to Jews. So if that is that nothing else, that is a huge difference. That's like saying I could talk shit to my mom and she at least let me eat and go to sleep in my bed. But if I say something about my dad, he knocked my teeth out. There's a difference. I am fearful of speaking now about my father. So if that's a thing, then you know there's a difference between the two. You cannot say they're the same.
Exactly.
When one is allowed over, express yourself.
Your career is over. You need to talk about white supremacy because that's where the money is.
They're
one
both
allows you to
practicing
express
white
yourself, the other
supremacy.
does not.
What are you talking
Period.
about?
He made
They're
money
both
off
practicing
oppression, bro.
If all of them are practicing white supremacy, doesn't matter. We're calling out white supremacy. We're not going to break people up in ethnic groups.
But you're
how much do the Zionists pay you, Tariq? How much do they actually pay you, Tariq? How much do these Zionists actually fill your pockets with? Because you're not this stupid. You're not this stupid, bro.
Shut the fuck up. You're not adding nothing to the conversation.
Run it up. You're a broke ass motherfucker. Shut the fuck up.
Stop it.
Tactic. That's a white supremacist tactic of trying to play hot potato.
All right, so let me just jump in real quick.
That's an old trick that we don't fall for. We're not falling for that.
You don't see a difference between Jews and whites.
All right. Let someone speak. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so you don't see a difference between Jews and whites.
That's a hot potato tactic.
Oh my God, you're being
He's
child.
acting
Just
stupid
mute
on
him
purpose
for a
because it
second.
subverts his whole career. Talk
No,
about
because
Jewish power.
no,
Don't just talk about
that's a
white
deflection.
supremacy.
That's a deflection, and we're not falling
All
for
right.
it. You
It's
think
not a
we're not
deflection.
falling for it. That's a
It's not a
deflection.
deflection. Hold on. Let
It
me
is a
make one
deflection.
point. If you
That's to
actually want
deflect
to
off
uplift,
you. That's all it is a damn deflection.
okay.
All right, you say you're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe.
All right. I just need to mute. I just need to mute because Tariq, you're not being respectful. How many times am I going to tell you to stop talking for 1 second? Like, respect the space, bro. Or you can go if you want. You can leave, but if you don't like it, my thing is this: Tariq, you said what you had to say. Let Sneeko speak. Let Myron make his point, and
I
then
will
you come
bounce. I
back and you
don't need to
respond.
be up here with a
Oh,
bunch
you're
of
gonna leave
deflecting
now that I told you
wannabes.
the
That's
truth?
fine. You're not.
That's fine.
You're not doing me a favor.
Listen,
all right,
we
let's keep that shit
know.
100.
He's gonna run
We all
away.
You're
know
not
that
the
doing
truth.
me a
Let me
favor.
explain.
Bro, we all know that Jews fund you, Tariq. And we
Making
all
up
know,
stuff
we
further
know
proves
about
my
your
No, the
point.
contract.
Zionists fund him for sure.
We know about your
Okay.
contracts, bro. Stop trying to act like you don't know what a Jew is. You stop acting like you know the difference between a white man and a Jew. Stop with that, bro. You're deflecting yourself because you don't want to call out a Jew. You don't. You
I'm
want to call
calling you white
everybody white
supremacists out.
supremacists.
That's what I'm gonna keep calling out.
Yeah, no,
And you can
exactly. But you
lie
know
all
there's a
you
reason
want, and
why you
that's
don't want
not.
to call it the Jew.
Zionist
Come on, let's
talking
get real
points
talk.
left and right from
Lying
Tariq.
proves my point, and
Bro,
that
you're in
means I won.
politics, bro. Come on, you already
Lying
know
means
this.
I won.
Yo,
When you
yo,
start
Jacosta,
lying,
just let
that
Sneeko
means
say
I
his
won the
piece and let Tariq say
conversation.
his piece.
Now, if
It's
you want to
fine.
lie, go ahead,
Alright,
knock
Sneeko, say your
yourself out.
piece.
If you want to start
Say
lying,
your piece, then
if
let
you're going to
Tariq say
start
his piece.
lying, knock yourself out. That means I won. Thank you. Now go ahead and lie. I'm good. That
Okay,
means I
Tariq,
Well, we
are
won.
you
know
done?
that.
Go
Well,
ahead.
here's the thing. We
Go
know there's a
ahead.
difference between
If you're
Asians.
going to start making up some mythological Jewish contract, and knock your damn self out. That means I won the
No, I never
conversation.
spoke
All
about
right.
that. Tommy, give me 1 second. Give me 1
All
second to speak
right.
to Tariq.
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I've been trying to.
Quick.
I think all of y'all should just wait and let each
All
other
right.
finish.
All right. Tariq, can you not interrupt me for 5 seconds?
All right. Now, I'm not going to talk in circles with y'all. All right.
Sure. Okay, so
All
now
right.
we established that there's a difference in the ethnicity between white people and Jewish people. Do you understand that?
And it doesn't matter because you're all practicing white supremacy. Doesn't matter.
Okay. Does everyone hear how there's a difference? Why would Jewish people practice white supremacy if they're not white?
So they could subvert y'all power when they got here, right?
Jewish people
They made
suppress
you.
white
They
people.
Okay, no.
Like,
hold
I
what
don't
on,
the
need
here,
fuck
his
are you
backup
talking
Hasty.
voice.
about?
I don't need his side. Okay, Tariq, you
He asked a good
specifically.
question.
Why would Jewish people promote white supremacy if they're not white?
There are Jewish white supremacy. You had Jewish Nazis over here. You had Dan Burroughs. You had Frank Joseph. You had Jewish Nazis over
The
here. What are
people
you
that show
talking about?
allegiance to Israel, the Zionists, why would they show allegiance to white
Why
people
would
when
you
they're not
have
white?
Jewish Nazis over here?
What are you talking about?
I just told you there were famous
You
Jewish
talk about
Nazis.
deflections 5 seconds ago. You're deflecting again.
What?
Answer the question.
What? That's a deflection?
Yes, it is.
You just said why would Jewish people promote white
He's
supremacy?
saying
There
he's
were
giving you an
Jewish people who
example
were
of
white
it.
supremacists.
Sneeko, he's giving you an example of what Jews
Yeah,
actually
that's
did.
a small minority. Like once again, you're
I know, but
Oh, a small
you can't do that,
minority.
Sneeko. See, Sneeko, he
Okay.
gave you the example.
Okay,
You have to
Tariq,
hit
what
the
Jewish
example.
Nazis? What Jewish Nazis are you talking about?
I'm talking about Dan Burroughs, Frank Joseph. You had Laura
George
Loomer.
Soros.
A lot of people in neo-Nazi organizations.
You're calling Laura Loomer a Jewish
Well,
Nazi?
she's a suspected white supremacist.
Okay, she's a
she hangs
Jewish
around
Nazi.
the alt-right. That's a more modern example.
Great point.
Because
Great
that's
point.
a more modern example. Even Milo, that's another modern example too.
Okay, great point. So Laura
Jewish?
Loomer, she's a Zionist. She shows allegiance to Israel. Where do you see that
But
she promotes white supremacy?
she was with the alt-right. She was out there with Richard Spencer and all of those guys.
Okay,
So
because
yeah.
she agrees with Trump. But do you
Also,
see right now? No, don't be an ignorant.
Ben Shapiro is a suspected white supremacist.
Are you retarded? Ben Shapiro he shows undying allegiance to Israel. He doesn't care about America. He wants
So what?
Netanyahu to be the president
So
of America.
What? So Israel doesn't stop somebody from being a damn white supremacist or suspected white supremacist. That means
you
nothing.
can't be
That's
a
my point.
supremacist. Wait,
That's
Tariq,
my point,
are
sir.
you that stupid to think that you could be a supremacist of two races at once?
You saying stupid doesn't mean anything. So cut that
but
bullshit
you
out.
can't be a supremacist of two races at once. It's very simple.
You have talking about Israel doesn't negate the fact that people have white supremacist views.
So you're saying okay, no. They'll say that and like stand on that.
There are black people.
Specific
There
question.
are black Jews talking about white supremacy in Israel. So what are you talking about?
No Zionist believes that blacks are really even Jews.
Sir,
they don't
Ethiopian Jews going to Israel complaining about white supremacy. So
sure. You just
what
said
are you
Ben
talking
Shapiro
about
is a white
Israel for
supremacist.
as if you can't be a white supremacist? What are you talking about?
Great. Is Ben Shapiro a white supremacist, Tariq?
He's a suspected white supremacist.
No,
yes.
not suspected. Yes
or
no?
I suspect that he is.
You suspect it? Why?
Because of his anti-black views and his allegiance and his being around a lot of other white supremacists.
His allegiance to what?
Being around other white supremacists.
Being around? Okay, but what does he show allegiance? Tariq, what does he show allegiance to?
And his anti-black racism.
Great. Anti-black. What does he show allegiance to?
Other anti-black racists.
Okay, do you think that's his undying allegiance? What is the country he can return to?
Yes. A lot of you have an undying allegiance to anti-black racism.
Okay, no one has an undying allegiance to that. It's either a country, it's their supremacy, right? Ben Shapiro
no, it's an ideology. You have an undying allegiance to an ideology.
The ideology is Jewish supremacy. That they believe they're the chosen Jewish people. Supremacy? It says that in their book. That's what Ben Shapiro shows allegiance to, not white people. Not anti-black.
No, it's white supremacy.
Ben Shapiro shows allegiance to Israel. That's why he wants Netanyahu to be the president of the United States.
Anti-black racism. It's anti-black racism which shows his allegiance.
Okay, you know what? I want to. Now you sound like a special snowflake. Ben Shapiro does not care about black people that much. He cares about Israel. It's not about you.
I know he doesn't care about black. He cares about anti-black racism. He promotes anti-black racism.
That's the smallest part of his allegiance. What he wants is the state of Israel
That's
to
the only reason
the world.
He has a platform. So that other white supremacists who sees his views and anti-black racism, they have a platform to look at. Sir.
Okay, do you know that every white supremacist that you think you're calling out,
and Sneeko,
you know that they all
you're not white.
Sneeko,
you're not white. Sneeko, you ain't white.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm not talking about white supremacy.
Right.
I'm talking about Zionism.
You can kill with the dumbest, sir.
Nobody's talking about. I'm talking about Zionism. Ben Shapiro does not agree with any of the white supremacists in the country. Talk to them. Talk to any of the people you think are all white supremacists. All of them disagree with Ben Shapiro.
You're never going to be an Anglo white supremacist, Sneeko.
And I don't want to be. And I have no reason to be, and I never will be.
No matter how passionate you are to defend white supremacy, you'll never be one.
I'm not defending white supremacy.
You come from two failed homelands, the Philippines and Haiti.
You see how you keep going back to that?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is the problem.
You need to thank us for being your ass over here.
You're never going to win. This is why they killed Malcolm X, because he spoke about Zionism.
Sir, stop it. You're just babbling.
They killed Malcolm X because he spoke about Zionism, the real issue.
Sir, you're never going to be a white supremacist, Sneeko. You're never.
I don't. Who wants to be? I'm a brown Muslim. I don't want to be a Christian nationalist. I'm nothing like those people.
You want to be a white supremacist.
You know what? I think I just caught on to something just now. You know, something very interesting. Tariq, I find it very problematic that you can't distinguish the difference between Jewish supremacy versus
there is no Jewish supremacy. It's only white supremacy.
Hold on. Let me just.
Oh my God.
Okay. And I'm gonna tell you why. Hold on. Let me tell you why.
Okay, if there's Jewish supremacy, how come the black Jews don't have no supremacy?
There's no such thing as a black Jew. You Israel.
Oh my God! Really?
There's no such thing as a black Jew.
Really?
What?
No.
What?
No, there's no such thing.
Let me explain.
They don't accept black Jews. No Jew thinks a black is a Jew. Read the Talmud. They have a specific ethnicity.
Sneeko is a product of the United States education system. Y'all gotta stop.
Wait a minute.
Y'all get letting these white fragile men really indoctrinate y'all.
Jocasta, let me just explain the difference.
Wait a minute. He said there was no such thing as a black Jew.
I just got a light bulb. Just
wait. Hold on. No. We got to unpack that. There's no such thing as a black Jew. We got to unpack that. Can we please unpack that?
Okay, we will in a second.
Can we please unpack that? Please.
We will.
You want to fixate on the most monotonous things. Just let Myron go. Please.
All I was going to say was, because I think this is very important, that you don't distinguish the difference between Jewish supremacy versus white supremacy.
Because there's black Jews who don't have no supremacy nowhere. But go ahead.
Okay, that's fine. So what I'm trying to say with that is this. I think what you're conflating as white supremacy a lot of the time can also is actually really Jewish supremacy.
Then how come the black Jews don't have
the white? Okay, the white supremacists that you're talking about, like with the KKK hoods and everything else like that,
babbling,
you know,
say this is babbling.
Hold on. Let me finish my point, bro. Because you don't even let me finish.
Because you're babbling.
The white supremacists that you're talking about, the Klan members, the Grand Wizards, etc.
Those are white extremists. Those white supremacy are the judges, lawyers, prosecutors, teachers. Come on,
Tariq, man.
Come on,
relax.
I'm very.
Let me finish my sentence, please.
I'm very relaxed.
No, you're like hopping up. Let me finish the sentence, man.
I'm chilling and relaxed.
No, you're not.
I'm chilling like you're chilling back in Sudan.
No, he's sweating right now. He's sweating. The white
supremacists
he does not want anyone thinking
that you're referring to. When we think of white supremacists, we're thinking of the crazy Protestants.
We ain't talking about
that. You know, wear the white hoods and run around.
No,
and
that ain't white. No.
But if he's telling you that's not what he's talking about, Myron, you do have to let him tell you what he's talking about so you can argue his point. It's not fair for you to say this. I think this way. If he says that's not what I'm talking about. You can't keep saying, but let's argue what I'm thinking about. Let him tell you what white supremacy is to him, and then argue it.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is that in general, when people think about white supremacists, thinking about the Klan, etc., these guys are completely against Jews. These guys hate Jews. A lot of, like, you look at a guy like a Henry Ford, etc. These white supremacists, black people, they're holding us down, etc. These guys are extremely critical of Jews. I think we need to make a delineation between Jewish supremacy, aka a lot of these Zionists, and then white supremacy, which is what you're referring to, like the WASP,
All right.
the
Now let me
white
answer that. Let me
Anglo-Saxon
answer that. You
Protestant.
do have a point. You do. I will say this. That's a point.
That's what I'm trying
All
to
right.
say. We
Now
got
I
to
will say
distinguish.
that a lot of the extreme white supremacists, a lot of them don't like Jewish people. They actually don't like white Jewish people. They do have a problem. I know some people in the alt-right, they don't like Ben Shapiro. But here's the problem. When the white supremacist Anglos and the white supremacist Jewish people get together, they all hate us. And that's all that matters.
You think it's about black people?
It all gets on anti-black racism. They all get on code against us. So their distinctions between each other don't mean a damn thing to me. That's why I look at all of them the same way. Does that make sense?
I see your perspective, but what I will say is this:
what you're saying might just
the
be
Jewish
true.
people.
I believe. Yeah, I'm not even disagreeing. Yeah, there might be ethnic differences. Of course, there's ethnic differences.
Yeah,
I believe that wholeheartedly. Irish people weren't even considered white until much later. Greek people weren't even considered white until the 1920s. Yeah, a lot of people weren't even considered white. But once they did,
but what I'm saying
when
is,
they
with the
were
Jews,
led into whiteness, when they were able to classify themselves as white, the common thread that bonded them all together was anti-black racism, and that's the problem. So I don't have the luxury to
disagree with you, Tariq.
So
with the
me
Jews,
distinguishing
tell you
their
why.
little different ethnicities under the banner of whiteness, it means no difference because they're all oppressive to me.
So
go ahead, Tom.
Let me respond to that, Tariq. Let me respond to that. Let me respond to that, because this is where I'm going to disagree with you. You're saying that they are all anti-black. I disagree. The Jews were actually critical in the civil rights movement with funding, helping the NAACP get forward. Jews were instrumental in the civil rights movement with funding it and standing behind it. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why is because Jews historically have been an oppressed people, and they understand that open borders, the liberal mindsets, and democratic governments are better for their bottom line, because a lot of Jews want a one world government. Now, this
let me answer that though. All right, in the night,
go ahead.
Because you have Jewish people who are white who are not racist. You have Jewish people who are white who are anti-black racists. In the 60s, there were some Jewish people who did
are
help
not
out.
white, Tariq. Stop saying that.
All right, but
they're not white.
You had Jewish people like the Levitt brothers who created the modern suburbs, and they put in their contracts that you couldn't have black people. These were white only. If these Jewish people had Jewish supremacy, they said, we want white only, no black people in these suburbs. Many of those stores that were discriminating against black people during the civil rights era, those were Jewish-owned stores. Many of those slumlords who owned those buildings that black people were complaining about, these were anti-black Jewish people. So you had anti-black Jewish people, you had pro-black Jewish people, but the anti-black ones, they fall under the banner of white supremacy too. See how that works?
Yeah, but there's definitely a strong amount of them that supported blacks and funded the civil rights movement.
And there were some that were oppressive.
Why are y'all not listening? If
you're an immigrant, you cannot comment
from the Sudan.
situations.
Yeah, if you're from you're from the Sudan, you can't say shit about a foundational black American. Nothing.
Interesting.
At all.
Interesting.
Nothing.
Let me. Okay.
Nothing. You can't say nothing about us.
Let's use your logic.
Not one word.
Let's use your logic.
A failed homeland where people are starving. You can't say shit about us. Yes.
Cool. Then let's use your logic. Then.
That's how that works.
Let me ask you a question.
Do
you have to be a mathematician to say 1 + 1 is 2?
No, sir. No. That's no. That's a non sequitur. It has nothing to do with anything. You come from a failed homeland where people are over there starving, and you haven't figured out how to stop the people from starving. So you can't come over here and talk about intelligence.
Here we go. So thank you to the white supremacists in America. You're eating, Tariq.
How so, sir?
Because the white people started this country. The white supremacists started this country. Go back. Exactly.
Let me take this, because
they didn't. They failed when they tried to do it on their own. They didn't start a damn thing. It was foundational black Americans. Go ahead, sir.
Tariq, let me again. So you're telling me if someone's an immigrant from Sudan or wherever they're from, they can't comment on social issues?
Not over here. No, you're not at liberty to do that because your social issues are in shambles. You're not at liberty.
Cool.
Why would we listen to you? Why would we listen to you?
Okay.
If you come from a country of complete
now, let me
failure,
ask you another question.
Why would we listen to you? you're not at liberty.
So only other, let me get this straight then. So only other FBAs, according to your logic, can comment on FBA issues. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. Only foundational Black Americans can talk about our issues. We don't concern ourselves with what's going on with you. You come from a failed culture. You're not at liberty to give us any advice on anything, sir.
Would you call it a successful
your
culture
homeland.
of foundational Black Americans who were
You need to fix what's going on over there in your homeland.
Again, hold on.
Culture?
Everybody, guys, he came in here.
You need to fix your
culture when
homeland.
your ancestors got taken into slavery and taken to another country. Do you consider that a successful culture? Because you're saying Sudan is not successful.
Right.
So would you consider where your ancestors were originally taken from as successful?
Half of our ancestors were already here. Let's get that straight. We're foundational Black Americans, sir. There were Black people here. There were Black people brought over here. So we had an ethnogenesis, and we never fled from the country we built,
Won't
sir.
answer the question,
we're much different.
again.
I did answer the question, sir. If you're not smart enough with them stingy Irish genes of yours, that's your problem.
Irish.
Sir.
Yeah, my name is Amir, bro. I'm definitely Irish, dude.
Okay. Well,
so let me ask you this question, Tariq. By your logic, right? Because you're saying only foundational Black Americans can criticize other foundational Black Americans. So if that's the case, why are you talking shit about white people and white supremacists? Since you're not white, you can't give an opinion.
But
by your logic,
I'm a
correct?
victim of white supremacy. I can talk about the
see how it doesn't work out? Doesn't make sense, does it?
Because we're being victimized by the white supremacists. So I can talk about.
Oh, how are you being victimized by the white
supremacists?
Because
they've created a system of white supremacy that they've militarized, and we can't break out of it because they have a military stronghold over us, sir. And you too.
Okay, tell me in 2024 how the white supremacists
areas, and when we start building on our own, they use their military to destroy it all across the board. Whenever we build prosperous neighborhoods, they use their military to destroy it, and they've done this all across the board. They control the educational system. When we try to get our own educational system, they use their militarized system to destroy it. They destroy it all across the board, and these are facts, sir. We're under a global system of white supremacy.
Okay.
Tulsa, Oklahoma was 100 years ago, bro.
Hold on. So let me ask you this then.
They build freeways and train tracks in Black neighborhoods that's prosperous even today. I live in Los Angeles. Crenshaw Boulevard, they're destroying the Black businesses by building a train system down Crenshaw Boulevard. They do this stuff now. We
get sabotaged by the white Angeles. Who are the elected politicians in Los Angeles?
So you're telling me
we get sabotaged. And the great thing about us, even though we get sabotaged, we can still rebuild and we can still find success. They sabotage you wannabes too.
Politicians in Los Angeles that you're talking about that's being destroyed.
Yo, Jacob, mute everybody except for me and Tariq, bro. Everybody else shut the fuck up. All right, he didn't come in to talk to y'all niggas, so he's coming in here to talk to me. So that's fine. Let's have a discussion, Tariq. So let's have a discussion because I've been waiting a very long time to talk to you because you are literally the Lord of victimhood. So let's go ahead and have a discussion.
And you are the Lord of victimization, sir. But go ahead.
Okay, sure.
A wannabe,
well,
but you're a
way,
wannabe. You're not even a real white supremacist. You're a wannabe, but go ahead, Myron.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Anyway, so you're claiming that the white supremacists control the military, which is holding back the blacks in America. Okay, do you believe that's still the case in 2024?
Right now, this very minute.
Really?
Holding back, and when I mean holding back, they keep an oppressive system that will dominate and control what we do. Even though there's still Black people who are successful. Hell, I'm a millionaire. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm still under a system of
You ain't no billionaire, you lying ass motherfucker.
He said he's a millionaire.
I didn't say billionaire. I said a millionaire. And that's verified. Y'all can verify.
My bad.
That's easily verified. But that doesn't mean anything.
So Tariq, if you were able to do it and you're Black, why can't others?
Because we're phenomenal as Black people. Foundational Black Americans are absolutely phenomenal. That's why we can do it.
Okay, so why can't others do it then? If they're being held down like you claim, why can't they do it? You did it. You did it, right?
Everybody can't do it in a system of white supremacy. Everybody's not going to be able to do it. I was able to do it because I understood the system and I kind of worked around it. But I called the system out. But I would have been much richer without the system of white supremacy. We live in a global system of white supremacy.
Okay, so it's interesting because
Now, is that true or not true, Myron? I mean, shit. Am I making this up?
No.
Then why did they say that? Then why did they say it? This is their words. The white supremacists said this. This is them saying.
I've let you speak, but you don't let me speak.
I'm not cutting you off. This is a dialogue. No, you have. We're having a conversation. So I'm asking you.
No, we are. But a part of a conversation is you got to let the other
And you're going
person
to have to
speak
let me speak.
and give their
I just
thoughts.
answered your question. I'm asking
I've
you
let you
something.
speak plenty of times. All right, I'll let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
So Myron, is that true or not true? Do we live in a system of white supremacy or not?
There is nothing holding back black people from success.
Do
in
we live in a
2024.
system of white supremacy or not? Then
No.
why did the white supremacists say that they have a system of white supremacy? This is their words. They said this. They put this in law.
They can say whatever they want, Tariq. It's up to you on how you're going to go ahead and make a do of it. There's nothing holding back black people from becoming successful. As a matter of fact, why is it that we had stronger black households during the Jim Crow eras when black people were the most oppressed that they've ever been? We had higher rates of education. We had two-parent households. We had successful black families. We had more black businesses. Why is it that when we were the most oppressed, as you would claim, we actually had the best statistics, but now that we have the most freedom, we're the worst off? I'll tell you why. It's because of
Slow
bad
down.
decisions. It's not a
Slow
system of
down.
white
Slow down.
supremacy,
You're
as you
doing
claim.
talking points. Slow
Hold
down,
on.
because you're
Let me
doing
let me
talking
finish
points.
my point. Let me finish my
Okay.
point. Let me
Because I
finish
want to
my
get on
point.
this.
Because that's great, bro. Because you guys like to blame the police, you guys like to blame the government, you like to blame everybody else except for people making bad decisions. Explain to me this as
Okay.
well. You
Hold on.
sit there and say, "Oh, you're not a foundationally black American, whatever." Okay, Tariq, let's say that I'm not a foundationally black American. Me and you get pulled over by the police. Do you think the police that are racist, by the way, and led by white supremacists, do you think they give a fuck that I'm from Sudan and that you're a foundationally black American? No, we're both niggas to them. Because my hair's wavy, your hair might be a little bit wavier, but they're not going to care. We're both going to get treated the same. We're both going to go ahead and be looked at as niggas because they don't give a shit about this differentiation that you FBAs like to do, where you guys like to divide and conquer within your own race, which is clown world, by the way. That's a whole
Okay.
other
Now
thing.
you're going to have to
What
let
I'm
me
trying to say
answer
is this.
now.
Hold on. I will. But what I'm simply saying
Why
is
are you
this.
saying we? Because you kept saying we were in. You weren't in Jim Crow. You were immigrant. You weren't here.
No. I'm telling you by this white supremacist standards you're saying, because you're trying to say that, oh, it's different for FBAs versus immigrants.
I didn't
It's
say.
not. They look
That's
at
a
a
straw man.
Nigerian, they look at a Sudanese, they look at an FBA. We're all the same to them, bro, because they see skin color. They don't
But
give a fuck
where's this
about your last
we?
name
You
or
keep
your
talking
name.
about we. You weren't in Jim Crow.
Wow, here we go. The division once
We are
again, even
divided.
in
We're
a
not the same
conversation.
lineage. We don't come from the same lineage. And if there's no white supremacy, why did your homeland fail when you had to
You are
flee?
perpetuating the very
But
racism that
no,
you're
no, no.
complaining about
Listen.
right
But
now.
why did you have to flee your homeland after the white supremacists destroyed it? They destroyed
Incredible.
the Sudan. That was the white supremacists orchestrating that, sir. Why did you have to flee if there was no white supremacy?
That's true.
Sure. Okay. So what do you like? I mean, what's your point with this? You're trying to say white supremacy runs the world, which I don't
But
believe
then
is
why
true.
did you have to flee? I mean, the British went over there. They were running roughshod over in the Sudan. The reason why it's so janky because of the white supremacists. They destroyed it over there. They orchestrated that, right?
I'm talking about the United
No,
States,
no, no,
man.
no, 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 no. I'm talking about global white
Yeah, he said
supremacy.
it
White
global.
supremacy is global. It's a global thing, right?
I'm talking about the United States because that's what's pertinent
No,
right
no,
now.
no. The world is pertinent. No, no,
Because
no.
you're
The world is
complaining
pertinent.
that the United
No, no,
States is
no, no. I
specifically
said the.
He said
is
global.
I
militarily
said
holding back the
global. No,
black
no,
man.
no. I said global because there's no place we can go that's free of white supremacy. Name the country that's white supremacy free.
That's none.
China.
The United Arab Emirates, the Middle East in general, Saudi Arabia.
Please.
Like, bro, come on,
Really?
man. Yes.
Dude, they
Yes.
got the
Matter
middle.
of fact, they stopped using the American dollar. I think that's pretty free of white
If you don't
supremacy, as you claim.
stop,
Saudi Arabia literally just told the United States, "Fuck off. We're not using the U.S. dollar
man,
anymore."
please.
That is the biggest fu to white supremacy that in the
They
world
can
right
bomb
now.
that
Please.
place to hell.
They can bomb that place tomorrow. The Middle East, they bomb that place whenever they feel like it. If
Look
you
at
don't stop,
Gaddafi.
They're not
they
bombing Saudi
got
Look at
Arabia
Gaddafi.
though.
warships.
They
There's
need the oil.
European warships over off the coast of China now. What are y'all talking
Gaddafi.
about?
Gaddafi's a good example.
Right.
Gaddafi.
They'll get, when they,
Yeah, I'm talking about Saudi
right. It
Arabia,
don't
bro. I'm not talking
matter.
about fucking Libya.
Saudi Arabia, they have a deal with them for the oil and all of that, but they can wipe them off the map anytime they feel like
Do
it,
you
sir.
even know what the petrodollar is, Tariq?
Sir, can they not? Can the white supremacists wipe them off
Do you know what
anytime?
the petrodollar is, you
Okay,
ignorant
now you're getting
motherfucker?
into non sequiturs, sir. Calm down.
I mean, whether he knows
Exactly.
about the
You don't
There
know.
you go.
petrodollar
Well,
or
You
no,
don't even know
Now
what the
you
you've been
petrodollar is. You're
deflecting the whole
talking
time, Tariq.
nonsense.
now.
Tariq, you've been deflecting the
I
whole
have
time.
not
I'm simply
deflected. I
saying,
have not deflected.
yes, you have. This is
No,
my
no,
stance,
no.
Tariq. This is my
I'm
stance.
talking about
There
global
is
white
nothing
supremacy.
holding back
It held
black
you back.
people from
White
success in
supremacy held you
2024.
back,
There is
and you
not.
had to flee.
There is
You had to
nothing.
come flee.
There is
You had to
nothing.
flee to white.
There is
You had to
nothing.
flee to
There
get
is
over here
nothing
to
holding
us.
back. Okay, bro, you keep mentioning this whole fucking
Right,
immigrant thing.
because
Again, like I said,
you're a perfect
there is
example. You are an
nothing
example.
holding back.
You are an
There is
example.
nothing holding back black people from success in America in
But there
2024.
was
That is
something
my
holding you
stance.
back from your homeland, and you had to flee. That's why
I
you
mean,
had to
Myron,
come
he makes a
here.
good
Wow.
point, Myron. He's saying that you fled Africa because the system he's speaking of destroyed your entire country. I mean, that's kind of a good point. It's kind of a good point. I got to admit that.
Not really, because I'm talking about
But
the
he said
United
it
States. He's
globally.
trying
Hold
to
on,
make
hold
it
on. He
about
said it
Myron.
globally.
We're
Hold
Sudan.
on.
talking
I'm
about
talking
globally.
about
But he said it globally.
look,
Sneeko, where you at, Sneeko? Is
look.
Sneeko still in here? Because your country to the
No, he fled.
Philippines, and
He fled.
he
Yeah.
fled. Okay,
No,
yeah,
I'm not agreeing with
This is
Tyreek,
very
but he made a
simple.
good point by
he
saying
probably had to.
globally this system does exist.
Blessing, your mic sucks, bro. Just be quiet. Anyway, like I was saying, bro, it's very simple. I'm simply saying there's nothing in 2024 that is holding black people from success. This white supremacy that you claim is a facade. You can go ahead and
It's
become
not a
successful regardless of your
facade.
skin color in
And
It's a
2024.
if
facade,
it's
but you
real,
Yes.
if it
fled.
was real in your homeland, it's real over here. It's a real global phenomenon.
So you're really
So
going to
being
compare Sudan
doing
to the United States of
yeah,
America?
white supremacy is white supremacy all over the world, sir. It's all
Incredible.
over. It's
Incredible.
white supremacy
You're
in
comparing a
Tariq,
Australia.
third
Tariq,
world
Tariq,
It's white
country
supremacy
Tariq,
to
I
the
have a
all
United
over.
question.
States.
Tariq, I have a
And
question. Why do all black millionaires and billionaires buy houses in white communities? Why do you think that?
well, if we live in a white community, it ain't a white community, then is it?
Oops.
Boop, boop.
Because I
If
bet you
we
don't
live
live in
there, it ain't
Crenshaw.
white,
You're crying about Crenshaw.
huh?
You don't live in
Boop.
Crenshaw.
Go ahead now, Myron. Let's go back to you. So,
How is that?
I meant
Are we gonna accept that? Are
I
we gonna
meant
accept that as an answer?
black people in white
right,
communities.
yeah.
That's
If
what I
we
meant to
live
say.
there, it must not be a white community.
Tariq,
That's
But go
Tariq,
ahead.
again, you cannot refute my
Yes,
main
I
point,
can
which I'm telling
because
you. No,
you're
you can't.
proof.
I'm
You're
telling
proof that
you,
white supremacy is global.
because you're trying to change the
I'm not
argument.
trying to
I'm
change
simply
the
saying
argument,
in
sir.
2024, there is nothing that
And
holds black people from success. Racism is no longer a valid
that's a lie. That's a lie. That's just
excuse.
I'm a
It's
tether.
no
That's
longer a
I'm a
valid
tether, and I
excuse.
say so. Just because you say it, don't make it true. The experience is
Okay.
real. White supremacy is a
Tell me
very
what
real
holds
thing.
black people back then. So what holds
The-
black
So
people from success in America
disparities
today?
in the
Tell me.
judicial system, right? You got education, right? You got the financial.
yeah,
Man, come on, Myron.
This nigga.
Come on, cut this shit.
yeah.
Come on.
And even
Okay,
though
who
the great thing and the
you
thing
said
about
disparities in the criminal
and listen,
justice
the thing
system.
about foundational
Let's address
Myron,
that
calm
real
down,
quick.
The
calm down,
The
judicial
disparities in the criminal
system. Oh,
justice
let's
system.
get to the
calm down,
judicial
calm
system,
down.
right?
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about it. Let's
It's
talk
how my
about it.
community has been screaming about this shit for decades, right?
Sure,
But as soon as it hits
sure.
the
Okay.
J6ers, right, and Trump, oh, we can. It's
You know how
valid,
you don't
right?
go into
It's
the
valid, right?
okay.
Disparities in crack versus cocaine, right? It's an
Sure,
epidemic
sure.
when it's y'all
You know what?
on meth and opioids, right? When it hits my community,
Okay.
oh, it's criminals. We
Okay,
gotta
let me
have the
ask
Yeah,
small
Myron,
crimes.
yeah,
Cut it out, Myron.
yeah. Hey, Rios, how about this?
Hold
How
on,
about this? How
Myron,
about you just don't go into the judicial
Myron.
system and don't commit crimes? How about
Okay.
that?
So
How about
Myron, so
that?
you think
How about you
Myron,
just don't
so
commit
Myron, you
crimes?
think all police actions are justified, right?
No, I'm saying don't commit
Right.
crimes. So you don't deal with the
Okay.
police.
Like
How about that?
Ashley Babbitt, right?
What are you talking
Like
about?
don't commit crimes. You guys complain about what happened to Ashley Babbitt. She should not have been committing a crime, but you guys said that she was unjustly put down. So
I didn't say shit. No one said anything
Nobody
about
said
that,
any of
bro.
that.
You're putting words
Calm
in our
down, Drew.
mouth.
Calm down. You getting
Yeah,
fragile.
nobody said
Yeah,
any of
Fragile.
that.
exactly.
You're
Are you?
fragile.
By
a
the
lot of
by
you
the way, Tariq, are you
a lot of
vaccinated?
you want to be white supremacists. Are really
Are you
calm down,
vaccinated?
calm
But
down,
that still didn't make that.
Are
That
you
still didn't make the
vaccinated,
point,
sir?
though.
He's
That was a
vaccinated.
bad point.
Yeah, he's vaccinated.
calm down.
You fucking
Hold on,
moron.
hold on. That was a
You're
bad
just
point.
face battling.
That was
You're
a
just
bad
saying
point.
stuff.
He said,
He had to, he had to get vaccinated for his donors. His donors
Uh-oh.
wouldn't
no,
know
no.
that
He
what he
said
got.
the
Man, y'all
Here
stop
judicial
comes
letting
system.
Max
Fauci.
fool
Hold
y'all.
on, hold
Max
on,
is
hold on,
not a
hold on,
No,
hold
South
on.
no,
Florida
he
Jew.
got vaccinated because Joe Biden
Joseph,
told him to get
Tariq, let's talk
vaccinated.
about
Here
your donors. Who are your
comes the
donors?
4chan talk.
When he spoke about the
Who are your
judicial
donors?
system, what happened to
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
Let's talk
forget.
about
because again, going
yeah.
back to
Hold up,
the
Myron, Myron.
judicial
Hold up,
system
Myron.
that you guys are complaining
Making up
about,
shit.
just don't
Hold
commit
up, Myron.
crimes.
That's a bad
Just
point,
don't
though,
commit
Right.
Myron. That's a
crimes.
bad point because you're saying, well,
How's
hold
that
on,
a
let me
bad
speak.
point?
Let me
Right.
speak. You said that don't commit crimes, but their point is this: even if they don't commit crimes,
Right.
the system still exists. So they're addressing the judicial system as a whole. Forget the crimes, which they shouldn't do. Whether they do it or not, it still exists. That's their point, I think.
I could barely understand what
What
the
they're
hell you're
saying
saying. Your mic
is
sucks
they're
too.
trying to address.
So
They're trying to
how
address
about
the
you let them
system.
talk? How about you let them talk and shut the fuck up and let them talk? Because I don't understand what you're
So
saying.
no one can hear me
All
right
right.
now.
There we go.
Yeah, bro, your microphone sucks, bro. Get this blessing nigga out of here, man. Let Tariq and this other clown, his black boy, talk.
I don't have. Well, I'm talking to Myron and Nico.
Yo, Tariq, why don't you help your run it up? He's just like you, except he's broke.
Okay, well, that was a good one. Whatever you're talking.
Oh, we got Tommy in the house too. We got Tommy Sotomayor in the house.
Matt,
So yeah, go ahead.
you're
Go
South
ahead,
Florida
Tariq.
trash, right?
Yes.
Come on, you're not a Jew.
But Myron,
you don't matter.
But we need to have a sit down, Myron. We should have a good sit down and just really chop it up and flesh all of this stuff out and really talk about this stuff person to person, face to face. Wouldn't that be a great conversation, guys?
I mean, we're talking about it right now. You haven't brought up one instance of how we're held back in 2024.
I just did, but you're just doing I'm a tether and I say so. But you don't really have an
They
argument.
use the judicial system.
You don't.
The
We
judicial
keep
system
pointing
is
stuff
what
out,
they
and you just say
and
you're just sticking
education,
your
judicial and education system.
and we pointed out your homeland, and you were saying that doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
but you keep going back to Jim Crow and you talk about Sudan. Tell me about what's happening today.
I didn't say anything about Jim Crow.
I'm talking about America, dude. I don't know why you're talking about
Right,
Sudan or
because
any
I'm
of this other
talking
stuff.
about
Like that has
global
nothing.
racism, global white supremacy.
Oh man, holy shit!
And there's a reason why you had to come and platform yourself by spewing anti-black racism.
Hey, Tariq, are any of your donors racist?
You can get that dick out your mouth. That's what.
Interesting.
But we're talking about it because you don't have a conversation.
You take money from racists. You take money from racists, but you want to complain about racism.
You're just white supremacists.
Hold on, real quick.
You're just saying it.
So wait.
Okay,
so
now
isn't it hypocritical to complain about racism and then take money from racists?
You're not witty. Let's stop it. You're not even witty.
Hey, bro. Hey,
you're
listen,
not witty. You're not witty. You're now you're about to waste time.
No, because you're talking about it's a moral
now
argument.
you're about to waste time by being unfunny. Okay,
you can't be immoral in the way you do things and then complain about morality.
You
can't do that.
unfunny time.
You're not witty talking about tampons and black cock. Like talk about what's happening right now. How about you stop talking about periods and women for 5 seconds?
You're whining. I'm talking about.
Yeah, Tariq, I find it interesting, man, how, like I said, I'm keeping the conversation.
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be focused. Now they're trying to get into
no, because you keep mentioning Sudan.
Yes,
because
that's significant.
Okay?
That's significant.
And I'm telling you that's not significant because let's assume I wasn't from. It doesn't matter where I'm from.
You're from
Sudan.
You're a Sudanese guy.
That's not relevant to the debate because the point you're making an ad hominem.
That's not an ad hominem, dude. We're talking about global white supremacy. You were a victim of global white supremacy.
I'm talking about.
You had to flee to come over here to Black Daddy.
In the United
you had
States.
to flee to us.
I'm talking about America.
You had to.
I'm about America. I don't give a fuck about anywhere else. I'm talking about America.
And you have a lane to come over here because of foundational Black Americans, sir. We fought racism to help you get here, sir.
Okay. Anyway, like I was saying, in 2024, there is nothing holding back Black people from success.
Saying that over and over doesn't make it true. You don't have to say that over and over.
Because
if that's your argument, then you tap out.
From here,
you don't have an argument. You're just saying the same lie over and over.
From America.
Tell me how I'm
all
wrong.
about America.
Name a system in this country or in the world that's not dominated by white supremacy. Name something that's
NBA.
Did you say the NBA? Who are the owners?
Zionists. It's not white people.
All right.
There you go.
Is it the whole not white but Jewish thing?
Yeah, those are
the same Zionists to fund the Democratic Party, the same Zionists who are fucking pushing reparations, so dumb fucking morons like you can fucking do it.
Nobody's
really
Stop
white.
being triggered. Let him and Myron talk, bro.
So it's the nobody's white thing. Okay, it's the whole nobody's white argument. Okay.
No, people are white, but do you not know the ethnic difference between people from Israel?
White.
Do you not know the difference ethnically between whites and Zionists?
Okay, what's the difference?
They're Jewish and they don't have white DNA. They're not from the Caucasus region, dumbass. It's a whole different ethnicity. They're the chosen people. White people do not control America.
They're white, right?
They're
and that's how they came over and subverted y'all.
That's where you guys lost. Jews and whites
so you can delineate white people and Jews, and I can't.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Why is it you can delineate between the blacks
I can't delineate from your
FBAs, and then but we can't delineate between the whites? That wouldn't make any sense.
No. Slow down. Whoa. No. We delineate from Black Africans, but we're foundational Black Americans. So we're still Black.
You keep saying foundational. What does that mean?
Still Black. We're still Black. I'm just a foundational Black American. You're saying that Jewish people are not white?
I was told that the FBA guys.
What is foundational Black American?
It's just really hard to listen to y'all make the argument when y'all say, I can't wait to get him here. Then when y'all get him here, y'all keep letting him off the hook. If you're telling people that Jews subvert people, then why wouldn't you just acknowledge they subverted that whole movement too? That some of them back blacks, some of them back the whole white side. It's like y'all just can't say it.
But Tommy,
If you said
historically
it,
they
if you
back
just
both
admitted
sides,
it.
Tommy.
Yeah.
Huh?
Historically, they back both sides. That's just what they
Yes,
do.
that's what I'm saying. But they won't. It's like the people are trying. Like, listen, I'm not the fan of Tyreek, but I hate when people argue a fallacy with someone, and then they let him off, and then they wonder how they got him off. Because what you're arguing is you refuse to acknowledge the other side. If your argument is that Jews subvert things, why would you then argue with Tyreek when he's telling you they subverted this? Why would you argue that?
Because he just understood that it's a different ethnicity. He doesn't realize that.
No,
Right.
he did it. He said
I
he did it. He
I
acknowledged
acknowledged it. I
it.
acknowleded it.
Okay, what he's also
See, that's how y'all
overestimating.
lose
Hold on, I
arguments
don't know if
because you
anybody
start to
caught
argue
this.
in bad faith.
I acknowledged it. Yeah,
Okay,
a lot of white people come from different ethnic backgrounds.
Okay, but
when
they're
they
not.
all get together,
That's where y'all should have now stuck. Once he
keeps saying that. He keeps saying that they're from different ethnic backgrounds. They're not white. Jews are not white people.
but they're classified as white.
But he did point out how they would be white supremacists if they didn't like your black ass.
But you're not seeing where he doesn't understand. It's like they're classified that within the group because they want to be undercover as white people to divide white and black people to have ultimate control. That's what you don't seem to understand. And you're also overestimating the anti-black racism. That's the smallest problem. See, you're here with
not.
It's
No,
the
it's not.
smallest thing.
That's what
That's
you
why
think.
you're here with the suit in your profile picture. Tommy's wearing a suit. The majority of black Americans, they wear their pants sagging. They wear nothing. They wear bras. They're out there with red hair because they subverted hip hop culture.
So here we go with these tropes again.
Let me explain.
Okay, the majority.
Zionists made black culture through hip hop to make it degenerate. And that's why you're a millionaire up here and you're not giving away your money for reparations because they use hip hop culture to make black people think of themselves as victims forever. It's anti-black racism is the smallest issue of their problems. All they know that they can control through culture to keep people at the bottom. Anti-black racism is the smallest of their issues.
So why don't y'all stay the fuck out of my culture, right? And stop perpetuating the worst of it, right? If you're not of it, right? Stick to your ethnicity, right? Whatever shithole country you come from, whatever failed government, right? And stay into that, right?
Well, I was born in America.
I don't give a fuck where you were born.
But you fled from Europe,
ethnicity. Right? You have a culture and ethnicity. That's real, right? Stick to that, right? I don't want to hear you up here speaking in our lingo, trying to talk fucked up AABE. Stick to what you know. Because it's also a lack of understanding, right? And it's being intellectually honest about history.
Do you know I'm part black? Do you know that?
It has nothing to do with it, right?
Because there's a lot of white people with black backgrounds. There's a lot of white people who got black back. That don't mean anything.
So what is a black person then?
Can I ask you something, Sneeko?
Good question. I'm a foundational black American. I know what that is.
You keep saying foundational. What does that mean?
I know what that is. I can define that. But other black folks, that let them define what their blackness means. I'm a foundational black American. So that means my lineage
whatever you want to use to make yourself feel special.
Do you believe you were here before the native?
Special terminology, foundational, whatever. Like they want to keep you as a victim forever. What you don't seem to understand is that Zionists want you to be in this victim mentality.
Oh no, that's a deflection. No,
it's not a deflection.
No, it's a deflection.
To think you're special.
It's you, your ass. You the problem, not the Zionists.
I'm the problem. The Filipino black guy is the problem.
The white, because you try to come over here and align yourself with white supremacy.
Filipino Haitian.
Yeah, and by the way, it was a foundational black American who stopped the Filipinos.
Well, okay, that's a serious allegation. Where do I try to align myself with white supremacy, Tariq?
You just got your damn tooth knocked out for hanging around a bunch of white supremacists in Detroit.
Tell me, based on my ideology, how do I try to align with white supremacy?
Because you were sitting up there trying to antagonize a foundational black American brother, and he gave you a Harriet Tubman fist in your damn mouth.
Okay, because I'm trying to antagonize
did you not just hear your tropes about what you think of the black community?
Right, that's why you have a suit and the majority of black Americans don't. Do the majority of black Americans dress like you and appear like you and speak like you? Yes or no?
We're not a monolith. We have a whole spectrum of the way we get down. That's the great thing. That's the great thing. No, there's no majority anything. No. That's the great thing about foundational black Americans. Our culture is very vast. We have the sexy reds. We got the middle class people, and we got the heroes like the Rosa Parks and the Dr. Kings and the Malcolm X's and the Tariq Nasheeds and people like that.
Right, you're talking about the exceptional ones.
Thing about our culture.
But Tariq, so why were you able to become a millionaire in a white supremacist black America?
Because I am a phenomenal foundational Black American.
Because you're phenomenal,
So you're
right?
different.
Yes.
You're different.
Because I'm
Okay,
phenomenal.
you didn't answer my question. Why this is true, and every Black person knows this. Why
And
do the
many of
majority,
us are very phenomenal. We know how to go out here and get it.
So why do the majority of Black Americans dress with their pants sagging and look up
They
to Sexy
don't.
Red?
The majority of Black Americans do not dress with their
Because they
damn
vote
pants
Democrat.
down. They do not. The majority of Black Americans don't. See, you guys, you look at things
The
through
majority
the
of Black
culture of white
Americans
supremacy.
don't worship celebrities in hip hop.
No, you worship
they
them.
don't.
No,
That's,
they don't.
that's you guys. Because you have to see.
So I'm a white supremacist who idolizes Sexy Red. Is that what you're saying?
If that's the case, do the majority of Filipinos eat dogs and sell their kids to sex traffickers?
Absolutely
Are we gonna do
not.
that?
Absolutely
All right
not.
then.
Absolutely not.
Go
The majority
there?
of Filipinos. See, that's the
do
Chinese
that?
one. See, you don't seem to know the differences between races. The majority of Filipinos are hardworking. I'm asking about the average
Really?
Black person.
Okay, and the majority of Black Americans are hardworking.
And we're hardworking.
The majority of Black Americans are hardworking?
Yes.
Yeah, they are. Yes, they are.
Are they? Okay, so why are they all on welfare? Why do they commit most of the violent crimes?
That's white women.
They don't. Oh, well, sir, we ain't fleeing like you. If you're so hardworking in the Philippines, why the hell y'all fleeing to get up out of
Because
there?
I was born in this country just like you.
But like an anchor baby. That's right. They had to flee and anchor your ass here. Because you failed and your family
you know what
failed.
being born somewhere is? See, do you not understand?
Fled.
So you actually think the majority of Black Americans, no, genuinely, and this is not like you're going to think this is racist. You actually think the majority of Black Americans are hardworking?
Yes, they are. Absolutely.
Okay, what do you work? What do you work
they
on?
are.
What are the industries?
Absolutely, they
what
are.
are the
The
industries
majority of
that
Black people,
Americans work on? What do you dominate in as Black Americans?
What do you mean? What we dominate in? What? As far as what? What do you mean? What we dominate?
Okay, in the
What
workforce.
sector?
In the workforce, where do you dominate?
So shout out to Black women being the most educated.
The
right?
workforce.
No, don't say that. That's not
else,
true.
They are or were at a point.
No, they're not. They're the most enrolled.
Tommy,
Stop lying.
I get it. I get it for you, Tommy.
You take the most amount of welfare. You commit the most amount of violent crime.
You want me to answer the question, or you
You're
just
so
gonna keep
hardworking.
pushing?
Where do you dominate?
Sir, violent crime. You come
the majority
from
of violent crime is from
a
Black Americans, by and large.
Sir, your lineage is violent. The Philippines is crime and violence over there. Sir, you come from that.
Absolutely.
That's why you had to flee. You can't point your finger at us. The majority of Black people don't commit crimes. That's a lie.
Okay, so where do you dominate in the workforce? You're so hardworking. You're running from that question. Where do you dominate in the workforce? Where do you dominate in the workforce?
No. White supremacy
Where do you dominate
dominates
in the
everything.
workforce, Tariq? You're so hardworking. Where?
Can we answer, or are you going to keep answering the same question?
See, when I say that, everybody knows the answer. You dominate in the NBA, the NFL, and hip hop. That's the systems that you
what do you dominate?
In the workforce, nothing else.
Then what do you dominate in? What do Filipinos
I'm
dominate
dominating
in?
you in this space right now because you're drowning
No.
about Zionism.
Okay, all right. At least we dominate in that. What do you dominate in?
I'm dominating you in this debate right now because you don't even know what Zionism is.
But you're not, though. You sound stupid and you sound uninformed, right?
At least we dominate in that. Okay. At least we dominate in music. At least we dominate in sports. At least we dominate in basketball.
See, there's the answer. In music,
you don't dominate. Okay, all right. At least we dominate in that.
Those
you
are
don't dominate in
industries,
anything.
man.
That's the answer. Music
you
and
dominate
sports.
in fleeing.
Music and sports.
And that means we're doing better than you. That means we're doing better than
the
you.
economy forward, Tariq.
That means we're doing
music and hip hop, music and basketball.
And your shithole country ain't dominating in shit but American bases, right? And Haiti is fucking failing. This is what I'm talking about. I cannot debate with
Sneeko, you can't say nothing, Sneeko. You don't dominate in nothing. At least we got sports and music. You don't even have that.
You're running away from
so is that hardworking music and sports?
Yep. That's hard work.
Okay, maybe that's that's why Black people are not succeeding.
If it was so easy, why ain't you doing it?
Okay, so maybe that's why they're not succeeding.
Doing
because instead of becoming lawyers, doctors, instead of moving the economy forward, you stick to hip hop and basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That moves
and you don't have anything to stick to but fleeing and dog meat.
Yeah, that's Chinese people, retard. You don't know the difference between Asians.
That's
Nico, your arguments
you all the same.
Your arguments aren't arguments, Zico. Seriously, you listen to what you just asked. And then when they gave you examples, you said they're not good examples.
Okay, because he said
what do Mexicans lead in?
No, Tommy,
what do Mexicans lead in?
That is the argument. He said Black people are hardworking. No, Tommy, hold up.
I'm just curious. What do Mexicans lead in?
They're very hardworking people.
Okay, and they lead in
what? You can't just say that. You said industry. He said Black people are hardworking. So you asked him specific industries. So then I asked, what do Mexicans lead in?
Landscaping.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like you could turn around and then knock you could knock what they do too. You could say, and they get, most of them get paid under the table and aren't American citizens.
And they're a burden on the system. Let's keep it above.
So if you do that, y'all are giving this man the win, and it's sad to watch.
So there's no win. He's saying that they're hardworking, but he can't even think of an industry besides crack. Where do you work hard?
That's
what?
opioids for white
He did not say
crack,
that. And he gave you five. He gave you five industries. See, that's what's not fun.
Tommy, that's disingenuous. You know
that it wasn't hard work.
You know.
Are we doing the drug thing?
Did you go to the
drugs?
well that
wait.
on average
I
know he didn't go to drugs. I know he didn't go to drugs.
Yes, he did.
I know they didn't.
And blacks don't lead in drugs.
Cole? Did he go to the drug for real? The
he
drugs
said crack, and blacks don't lead in this.
We don't even lead.
That's what these kind of arguments then make you do sound crazy if you're listening to this. And so whenever Tyreek made the same kind of stereotypical remarks about his people, he got upset.
Right. See, but
and then he turns right around and
you get victimized about the racist jokes. When you talk about eating dogs, I don't victimize myself because you know very well the average Black American does not work hard. They're not.
That's a lie.
Black Americans will use victimization to not work hard.
That's a lie.
To get
we don't have an
welfare.
option but to work hard. We don't get anything. We have to work hard. We don't have any other option but to work hard. We don't get anything.
Yeah, if you did work hard, you would succeed. You wouldn't need to be having this conversation right now because the vast majority of Black, it's just not because of the victimization
that's
that
you
projecting
purport. Your fail because you come from two failed cultures,
I'm actually a success
that's
at a very young age. I'm half your age and I'm more successful than you. No. Because the average Black American,
you're not more successful than me.
They ride off of the victimization that you promote.
You come from two failed cultures. You are not successful, sir. You can't even get your toothpicks. You got knocked out today, sir.
You come from asking for referrals. Come on, cut it out.
All right. I just want to interject something here real quick. I just want like 30 seconds to just make my point here. This entire argument is ridiculous, and I'm going to say why. We're talking about the United States of America. Everyone has opportunity here. Whether people want to go ahead and say, oh, well, I'm victimized and I can't have the same opportunities because of the color of my skin, I think that's a bunch of bullshit. It's up to you if you're going to become successful or not. Whether you come here as an immigrant or you're born here as a foundationally Black American, it doesn't matter. You got to go out there and fucking work. The color of your skin is no longer, hold on, the color of your skin is no longer a valid excuse to say that you're being oppressed by the man or whatever it may be. Whether you're Black as fuck from Africa or you're a foundation Black American,
they want a brown face just like you to say that kind of shit, right? And that's why we don't want you speaking for us, right?
Yo, shut the fuck up when I'm talking, man. Like you're here as a guest, so shut the fuck up.
Myra, you ain't even built like that, bitch. You got a bad over.
Okay, anyway, like I was saying, fucking clown. I don't even know why he's talking. So, like I was saying, you guys are going ahead and saying that the problems stem because of race. I'm saying that the problems stem because of stupidity. If you deserve to be successful and you work hard, you will get it. Your skin color has nothing to do with that. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
And again, that's why
and to defeat that, we then, if we're saying that, to defeat that,
and with that logic, and I always go back to your homeland. If it's all about being stupid and not race, are you saying everybody from the Sudan is stupid because they got oppressed and their homeland has failed? Because they didn't build it.
I'm talking about the United States of America. I find it interesting that you always bring it back.
That logic should apply anywhere.
You always bring it back.
Stupidity is not just in the United States, sir. Stupidity is stupidity no matter where it is. And that logic should apply to your
You have
homeland.
different opportunities in different lands. That's actually
hold on.
You have
because let me tell you why the stupidity matters where you are, Tariq. Because I'll tell you why. Because in the United States of America, you get a free education. You're in a first world country where you have running water and electricity. And if you don't have that, you can go ahead and get welfare. So everyone has an enormous amount of opportunity in the United States compared to other third world countries. So what I'm saying is this. If someone comes here with $1 in their fucking pocket and can't speak the English language and finds a way to become a millionaire, become successful, guess what? They did a lot better than a foundationally Black American that was born and raised here, that knew the language, that's going to sit there and complain. Hold on, let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. Let me just finish what I'm saying. If someone comes here and doesn't even have a fucking green card and finds a way to get citizenship here, builds a business, makes a bunch of money, doesn't even speak the language, well, guess what? He did a lot better and is smarter than the foundationally Black American that's crying about the system saying, I'm being so oppressed when he had the opportunity the whole time.
This is where I have a problem. Because in this country, they weren't letting brown immigrants like you come over here for a long time. Do you understand that? This country was not letting African immigrants come over here. It was the foundational Black Americans who worked hard and kicked ass in the 1960s and said, we're going to change these laws to let these brothers and sisters over here. So when you come over here and say that, yeah, we over here now, and we're so much smarter and better than those foundational Black Americans who actually were the ones fighting to get me over here, that's a very disrespectful mindset to have. And that's the problem that we're having now. That's why we're delineating from that mindset, sir. You understand that?
Can I
Go
respond to
ahead.
that? Okay. So if you were born and raised here and you have an American citizenship and you were able to speak the English language and you had the foundationally Black American experience as you claim, right? And you had all these resources available to you, and then someone comes in from Nigeria, doesn't speak the language, figures out a way to go to school, figures out a way to put himself through school, gets a job, makes money, becomes a doctor, etc. Who's the idiot? The foundationally Black American who had all the things available to him from the beginning, or the guy that figured out a way to come here and make it out the fucking mud?
Foundational Black Americans do that every day. You try to look at us through the eyes of the lowest denominator. You look at Black folks in the
bottom
project.
15%.
You look at the people in the projects as the totality of foundational Black American culture. We get up, go to school, work, do our thing every single day. We go out here, run businesses, get money, do what we're supposed to do. The Nigerian brothers and sisters, or Haitian, whoever, when they come over here, we make sure that they're good. We sit up here and help create opportunities for them. When they get businesses, we patronize their businesses. We support people. We make sure that people are good. We don't have that janky ass mentality where I'm against those people. You understand? So a lot of folks, when they come over here, just because you come over here and get a job, because you're not that successful, just because you come over here and get a job, that doesn't mean you're just doing so much better and you're so much smarter. No, you came over here and got a job thanks to the doors that foundational Black Americans kicked in. You understand that?
Yeah, fantastic. But the problem is this: you kicked the door in and then you stayed in the house and got comfortable. Meanwhile, these guys came into the house and decided, wow, there's a lot of opportunity here, and took the house over. That's what I'm
You're
trying
not
to say.
taking
I'm not
anything
shitting
over.
on
No, let's
foundationally.
stop that.
Because here's the thing:
Stop. You're
you
not
like to
taking
use.
anything.
Hold on,
What
hold
are
on.
you
I
taking
let
over?
you
Okay,
speak.
okay.
Tariq,
What are y'all
Tariq,
taking
I
over?
let you speak.
What are
Tariq, I let you
what are you
speak.
taking over?
I
Okay,
let you speak.
what are you got to
I let you
elaborate.
speak.
What are you taking
Okay.
over? As a
If
Sudanese
you would let me
immigrant,
He
finish.
is
what
arguing
are
a
If
you
you would let
child
me
taking over?
argument.
finish.
He's a student
If
of
you would let me
Tommy.
finish. If you would let me finish, then I can go ahead and
Go ahead.
elaborate the way that
Gotta
you
hear
want. But what I'm simply saying is, you're saying that you guys created an infrastructure for us to come over and be successful. Fantastic. Awesome. But what I'm saying is that if you create the infrastructure and then the people that come and immigrate that have less opportunity than you come over here and become successful, then you can't sit there and be like, well, you guys are ungrateful, blah, 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 blah. There are foundationally Black Americans that do fantastic. But my problem is this: foundationally Black Americans tend to complain a lot about the system, right, that they've been able to enjoy for the better part of multiple decades and say, oh my God, I'm so oppressed,
But
I'm so
Myron,
oppressed.
that's our
Meanwhile, people that
privilege,
don't have
Myron.
any,
We don't. No,
but
no,
hold on,
no,
hold on,
no,
hold
no.
on,
Don't
hold on,
enjoy
hold
the
on. Let
system.
me finish.
We complain about white
Meanwhile,
supremacy.
people come here from poor ass countries that didn't have any opportunity, and they're like, wow, you're a bunch of fucking crybabies. And they become successful in the house that you built. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
they come over and drive Uber, and thankful that they had to flee the homeland that the other white supremacists broke down, and they didn't fight them. We can't have that same
Nothing
mindset.
wrong with Uber. I drove Uber too, and I'm
We can't have
multimillionaire.
that same thing.
I have a
It's a
Middle
lot of
Eastern
black
background too, bro. I
foundational
came
Black
here
Americans driving Uber.
2014 to this country with $2,000 in
We
my
can't
pocket.
we can't
Okay,
sit here and
there's
ignore
no
white
country
supremacy.
like America
Who's
that
this
has
talking?
more opportunity.
Okay.
So it's me,
Okay,
Calvin.
who is Calvin?
Some camel,
Let him finish his
meat
point,
eaters.
Calvin, because I
All right,
want to
go
make
ahead.
sure he can say what he's got to say. Go
Right.
ahead, Tariq. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can't sit here and do what y'all did back in your homeland and ignore white supremacy. We'll turn this into a third world country. Somebody has to fight the white supremacists to get things for non-white people, and we're the only ones doing that. You understand these white supremacists ain't trying to give nothing to nobody. Somebody had to say, hey, you're going to have to give something up, and y'all come and enjoy that. And then when you come over here and start trying to align yourself with the same white supremacists, we're looking at you funny style. You understand that?
Okay, can
Go
I
ahead,
respond to
Myron.
that? So what I'm saying to that is you're saying, oh, yeah, well, we created this foundation or whatever. But remember, my argument is simply this. In 2024, there's nothing holding back, whether it's an African immigrant or a foundationally Black American. Nothing is holding us back from success. There's this white supremacy that you're talking about that's holding us back. It's not holding us
It
back,
is.
man.
It can hold you back. These white supremacists can say, I'm going to just close the border. I'm not letting none of y'all back over here. They can do that. They run the show. And I acknowledge that. I don't have a problem acknowledging that because that's the truth. It's a race war going on, and the white supremacists are on top of the race war. They can shut these borders down tomorrow. They can shut a lot of stuff
So,
down. They can
Tariq,
shut down our businesses anytime they feel like it. Nobody's stopping them. We're in a global system of white supremacy. That's what it is. They can go bomb your homeland tomorrow, sir.
A global system we're in a system of black. Okay.
Right.
Can I respond to that?
Go ahead.
So you're saying that we're in a system of. So tell me this: why is it that black people are admitted at a higher rate to university than white people? Why is it that they have preferential hiring? Why is it that we have affirmative action? Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. Why is it that we have historically black colleges, but we don't necessarily have historically white colleges? Why do we have all these things in place? Hold on. Let me finish. Why do we have
Why
all
would you
these
need to
things in
call it a
place?
historically white college? It's already baked in the sauce.
It's
It's already.
PWIs.
But that's my point that I'm trying to get at. We have things in place specifically for black people, right, that are not available to other races.
That's
But
a
we sit here and
lie.
we complain and cry and say
That's a
it's
lie.
white
White
supremacy,
people go to
white supremacy.
HBCUs all the time. All groups go to HBCUs.
Yeah, but what's their
So
acceptance rate?
Myron,
That's
those
like
people
1%
had to
maybe.
That's not
create
really a
that
genuine
network,
thing.
right? Because of the history. And that's why I say y'all say a lot of intellectually dishonest shit, right?
Right. Yeah, that's not even
Even
intellectually honest, man. That's
like even
bad faith
the
argument.
part about well, why is it that something about civil rights, right? That in the interim during the civil rights of why you're not succeeding, huh? You
All right, let's go to let's hear
No.
from
I said in today's day and age,
but you're forgetting
there's
about the
nothing holding
in-betweens,
back
right?
someone from
But you're not
success.
mentioning
bro. You have
There's
to let
nothing
people
holding you
finish their
back.
statements. You have to let people finish their statements, bro. Like I know you may think you know what he's gonna say. Just let them finish, please. Go ahead, Myron.
No, I was just saying to clarify what you were saying. I was saying that in 2024, there's nothing holding you back from success, regardless of your skin color. But
All
continue.
right, you said that over and over again.
Yeah, so there's no lasting
Yeah.
ramifications of all the policies enacted since the civil rights movement. There's no lasting ramifications, right?
What policies are you talking about
We're
specifically?
talking about pumping drugs into the community, right? Through by way of Iran-Contra. We're talking about NAFTA. We're talking about crime bills, right? We're talking about welfare reform. 2 crime bills and welfare reform. And welfare didn't even benefit us, right? But they damn sure racialized it, right? And that was right after NAFTA, right? That trade deal took most production jobs away from that middle class working community, right? Shipped them overseas, right? So you're not being intellectually honest. You're glossing over all that, right? And with those trade deals comes immigration policy, which how a lot of you motherfuckers got here. Let's keep this shit a buck. So come on.
Okay. So explain to me then. So you're talking about immigrants, blah blah blah, coming in here. So as a foundationally black American, you have all the advantages. You're a U.S. citizen. You speak the English language. You got a free education,
Because they're
etc.
still that system.
What's keeping you back from beating out? What's keeping you back from holding? Just beating out some spear chucking African.
Now, why does he have to be a spear chucker? And you're African.
Oh, that's what you've been saying the whole
I ain't
time.
never said nobody was a spear chucker. I don't.
You made a bunch of jokes about Africans and everything else like that.
Asians are dog eaters. When they say spear chuck, you become a victim.
These immigrants, right, that you've been ridiculing the entire night. Why can't you guys beat them out as American citizens that can speak English?
We
Why do you
have.
not just beat them
We
out?
have. We're doing better than them.
Okay, so
because
what's the
system likes to underpay
We're doing
you.
better than Myron.
Yeah, we're doing better than you.
Myron, we're doing better than you, brother. I mean, come on, Myron. What?
That's
The
actually
system
not true.
actually likes to underpay you, right? And they know you're docile.
That's actually
Myron.
not true. Nigerians are some of the highest. Nigerians are the highest earning blacks.
No, they're
I don't know what
not.
you're talking about.
No, none of you guys. You guys are not really balling out, Myron. Let's stop this fantasy.
The Nigerians are by far the most successful blacks.
Myron.
Bro.
None of you are balling out. Name the prosperous Nigerian community in America.
Fake diplomas and flake stats, right? We
real
know
talk.
this.
You know the fake diplomas. And
all right, let's go. Wait, real quick. Let's go to Chief Trumpster.
Yeah, I go.
That's a
fact.
Dude.
You better change that subject. Y'all not balling out like that. You're not doing so much better than us over here.
Nigerians are the most successful blacks, bro.
How
Yes,
so? How? Okay, then name the successful.
They have the highest annual income, somewhere around 80.
Okay, they have the. You know why? No. Let's break that down. That household income is
What's
higher.
the excuse now for why they're lapping?
The income, the household income is higher for a lot of immigrants because most foundational Black Americans have 2 income households, either 1 or 2. A lot of you immigrants have 30 niggas living in the house, all driving Uber, and that makes the income for the household go up higher. That's the only reason. It's not that you work harder. It's more of you living in a damn house. So tell all of it and put it in the right context. It's not that you have these prosperous communities.
Love the stereotyping.
Y'all don't have them.
That's not true. That's
100% true. There is no prosperous communities that you guys have like that. Y'all just live in the house.
Tariq, have you thought
Y'all
about
have
this?
a whole bunch of
Besides your
people living in the
stereotypes,
house. And
I'll tell you why Nigerians earn more. I'll tell you why. Because they have two-parent households.
no, they have
okay?
30.
They
They
send
have
their kids to
30
school.
member in the household.
Hold on.
It's a whole
They
bunch
have
of people
They have
living in the household.
5-parent household. They have
That's fine.
5-parent
35
household.
parent
Okay, you can say
household.
whatever you want.
One
Okay, make
father,
as many
4
stereotypes.
wives.
The point is this.
Come on.
The point is this. They value the nuclear family. They value the nuclear family. That is the biggest thing here
No,
that the
sir.
FBAs don't seem
Can
to
I
In
give the
understand.
audience
Nigeria,
They value the nuclear
Nigeria has
family.
the
Man,
highest paternity fraud rate
paternity
in the
fraud.
world, sir.
Y'all be beating
Nigeria
y'all
Here we
has
go.
the
bitches up,
highest
man. Cut
paternity
it
fraud.
out.
Don't you dare go there.
Here we go.
Nigeria has the
You'll see
highest
why, and that's why
paternity
they earn more
fraud
than
rate
the
in the
FBAs. Okay.
world, sir. They don't value the
And that's why
nuclear
they
family.
and that's yes, but they're also wildly successful as well.
Okay,
That's why a
don't
lot of them
sit
are
here talking
doctors.
about a
That's why a lot
nuclear
of them are
family and there's
pharmacists.
orphans
That's
and
why, and they have nuclear
stop.
families. That's why they come here and they become successful because they have two parents. They send their kids to school. They make them work really hard while the dad drives Ubers. You make jokes about it, and he's sending his kid to med school. Yes, that's why they're successful.
Sir, no. It's all the people living in the household. That's why you cannot point.
How are you just gonna say no?
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
he's
that's
just I'm
like
telling
Can
you,
I
he's just
just
saying stuff. That's why you
If
can
you
I
can't
say
just
point
give
no,
the
to
but you're just
you
saying
can't
no. You're not
point to
really
a big
substantiating.
prosperous community that's Nigerian, that's Sudanese, or none of this stuff. You can't point to it in America. You can't point to
can
it.
I
I like
just
how you deflected the argument when I told you the most successful blacks are
All
Nigerians
right,
in
and I've
America. And then you're
debunked
saying
that.
Are
that
you
they
using per capita numbers, Meyer?
Well,
I'm talking generally.
Yeah, they're making 67K per year, bro.
right.
Nobody's worth,
That's
bro.
more than the
I'm not
average American, dumbass.
working, right? They choose y'all because y'all will take the lower wage. You won't give it any pushback.
See,
The
notice
fuck?
how I give a fact and then they go ahead and just make
I
stereotype
didn't
jokes.
even.
Because it's
You
all
didn't give a
emotional.
fact. I
It's emotional
countered
arguing.
that lie you told and told the truth.
yo yo?
Yeah, you countered it by them doing paternity fraud.
Can I
That
Yeah,
was your
just
you talk.
rebuttal.
Yeah, because you can't talk about
That
the
was your
nuclear
rebuttal.
family and there's paternity
Incredible.
First
fraud
of
that's
all,
going
how about
crazy.
this? How about this? I mean, kudos to the Nigerians for having a high
And I'm not
acuity
knocking
enough to
Nigerians.
bring people in
I'm
a
not
house
knocking
and make more
Nigerians.
money.
Not-
Like, I mean, well, at the end of the day, he's trying to make a point, and if Nigerians choose to use that strategy, good for them. I mean, congratulations. That's great. That's smart,
Mhm.
actually. We should congratulate them. How about you guys? How about you guys take a lesson from that
I'm
and
not
start
taking a
implementing that
lesson
then?
from people or from any country where they're defecating in the streets and they can't get it together. All right,
yo
I'm not
Bro, you
taking a
Jacosta?
guys were
lesson,
better off
and
here as
That's
that's not a
immigrants
racist.
than in
stereotype.
Africa. That's a
I'm
fact.
not taking. I'm
That's
not. No,
racist.
no, that's not
Jacosta?
racist. When you
Can I
come from
just
failed homelands, I'm not taking no cue from that.
And I mean,
No.
can I
But they're
Yeah,
not
most of y'all
perfect
parents,
Tariq,
homeland.
the
They're
and
point I'm
most of
trying to
American.
y'all in
make,
here parents come
right?
from failed homelands where they do
Yeah,
barbaric shit.
But
Come on,
no
cut
no
it
no?
out.
yeah. We're
Can I
not taking no cues
Okay,
from
yeah,
you.
they
The
cut.
hell
Well,
out of here.
so let me get
Take
this.
a lesson from
They
you
yo
and
come
yo.
from failed homelands. They come from failed homelands, and then they still lap
No, they don't.
FBAs.
They're
How's
not
that
They didn't
lapping
lap
possible?
anything.
shit, bro. Your
No,
mom is at home
they're
sleeping
taking
and
me to
shit,
the
bro.
yeah,
airport
they
Yo,
did. They
via
yo,
worked
Uber.
together.
Look,
That's
here
what they
come
did.
the
You're not
anonymous
lapping
text.
anything. No, you're not.
can I
Here we go.
yo
Yeah, they did.
Jacosta? Can
They
I
No,
make
did
a
they're not.
point?
apparently because
That's a
yeah, they
fantasy.
came up with a method
That's
for them to make
that's a
more money.
fantasy. You
They came up with a method.
Can
They
I
outsmarted
no,
you
they
guys.
didn't.
can I
They did. They said, "Hey, how about this? Let's come together. Let's create more income within the household. Let's live together and let's do this and let's become, and
So
make
let's
more
all
money
drive
split."
Uber. We're
And that's
sure
why,
showing those FBAs. Okay.
yeah,
Okay, yeah, all
W.
right.
That's
You
smart.
showing us with your Uber.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway,
Yeah. So Tariq, again, once again, if an immigrant that doesn't even speak the language can come here and be successful, there's nothing holding anyone
you're
back from
not that
success. That's my point.
successful, sir. You're not.
can I
I'm
give
not
the real
talking about
I'm not.
me.
statistics,
I'm
bro?
talking about
I'm
immigrants in general. They're not really that successful
Jacosta.
like that. You come up. You flee 3,000 miles to get a job. Okay. You flee your homeland to get a job. All right. You're not really balling out like that. You're not.
They,
You're
they
not
flee to
showing us
America because there's opportunities in America.
that we created. Yes, I know that. We know there are
Okay,
opportunities.
wait, so
We
Tariq,
you
helped create
Tariq,
these
created it or white
opportunities.
supremacists created it? Which one?
Tariq.
We had to fight these white supremacists to allow some of these
I mean,
opportunities
by
for
your
the
logic, then we could
non-whites.
go ahead and
All
say
right.
you didn't create anything. It was George Washington in the squad. Like you're using the logic of we
If you
created this,
created it,
but
there'd
like
be
who's
black
thriving?
supremacy, and there's not. See, 45% of
No,
single mother
there's no.
households are black. The
Oh
average black
Lord.
American
Oh,
woman weighs 186 pounds. If you're going to bring up these metrics,
Fucking make enough money.
like you're
sir,
failing in every single one of these metrics, and then you
sir.
say Haiti's failing, you say Nigeria's pooping in the streets. Look what's
Mm-hmm.
happened. Look at the statistics in America.
Foundation of Black
Yo
Americans.
Smeagol.
We ain't living
Can I
like third
give
world people. We're not. And you white supremacists are in the trailer parks living worse than that, but you still got white
Why do you keep
supremacy.
saying
See
you?
the
Why do you
thing,
keep
see
saying
the
you
thing about
white?
you you white
Why do you keep
supremacists.
doing that?
Dude, no
Your
one here is a
whiteness is
white
Yeah,
monetized.
Why
he's
do you
making
say
up his
you
like
white
what
you
Tariq
supremacists?
have a
saying.
No, 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 no,
perpetual
no.
victim mindset,
Your white
Tariq.
supremacists.
It's
The
sad
only
to see
thing
it.
that keeps you awake at night is the fact that you can fall back on white supremacy.
That's an emotional argument. That's an emotional argument.
Tariq, no one is a white supremacist here. I don't know why. We didn't even talk about race until you came in here.
Yeah, you don't
No
have
one was talking
anything
about
going
race
on
until you
except
came in
white
here.
supremacy. You're dirt poor,
We
but
get
your
your business model
whiteness
to call
is
the white
monetized.
supremacists and all that. And
You
to me, like,
literally only talk about race, Tariq. Like we
You
weren't
stop
even
it.
talking about
Stop.
that
That's all
beforehand.
you guys do, and we're calling you out on that.
Really?
Yes, it is.
That's
yes, it
bro.
is.
There's no substantiation behind it.
Yes,
No
it is.
substantiation.
There's literally no argument to back that we're white supremacists. You have a victim
It
mindset
is. It
perpetually.
is. It is.
And you're really
you
holding
being
people
in denial.
back.
Y'all love to practice white supremacy, then deny it, which is
so
gaslighting.
Tariq, is Shapiro a white
Tariq, you can't honestly say that all they do is talk about race.
Hey,
And
wait,
all you
these
do
guys,
is talk
Tommy,
about
these
race.
dudes,
Tariq,
these
is
dudes.
Ben Shapiro a white supremacist?
He's a
It's like,
suspected
oh,
white
y'all,
supremacist.
listen, that'd be like me saying I don't
Tariq
talk about race.
Nasheed,
No,
no,
race
he
is
really,
Right,
someone quote that.
Right,
Tariq
there it
Nasheed
is.
thinks Ben Shapiro is a white supremacist.
Right.
Well,
A
that's where
suspected
y'all
white
should have
supremacist.
stopped that, though. Y'all never drilled down on the questions you should. Right there, when you said he backs white supremacist talking points, why did none of y'all say what talking points are those? Y'all literally defeat your own argument and y'all make it easy for him.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay, so you call it out, Tommy. Then get out of the victim mindset that Tariq is holding.
Oh God!
No,
but
Ben
you
Shapiro
got to
said
get
he
out of the
doesn't care about
victimizer
drowning in
mindset.
America.
You got to
How's
get
he
out of
white
the
supremacist?
victimizer mindset.
Y'all
All
just
right,
have
wait,
a
wait,
really
wait,
have an
listen,
honest
listen.
conversation. That's the only thing I hate. People, I get that when we get on our separate sides, we got to speak the way we speak. But I got to tell you, Tyreek in this conversation, I've seen him speak in a way I hadn't seen him speak. I think he might have been watching me a few videos, but he has set up here and he been playing. He been rope a doping y'all, and y'all look bad.
No, man, that's not true, man.
Y'all do look
So
bad
then,
from the
I don't
outside
know
looking
what
in. You
conversation you're
do.
listening
Didn't
to.
prove anything.
then,
Tommy, he hasn't made one substantial point about anything besides talking
But
about
neither have
Sudan.
y'all.
But
Y'all been
Byron,
calling them names. I've heard so many people say dumb, stupid
Okay, he called
motherfuckers,
us
yellow.
dog eaters. He said Nigerians poop in the streets. Like, what are you talking? What point has
He's
he
made
made?
no solid points, bro.
Besides
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
Ben
Y'all have to
Shapiro,
I
hold him
haven't.
to what his
He's been
points
making ad
are.
hominem attacks on me the whole time. I haven't said
besides
anything
thinking
about
that
him.
that Zionists are white supremacists, he hasn't made any point at all.
No, he did. Hold on. Let me. I can. And again, y'all know he'll tell you, no love lost. He made a point when he was trying to tell y'all, if you say this about Jews, they subvert everybody. So I'm just going to look at them as white people because the white people are doing the same thing. Y'all did not make y'all did not make a good reverse argument. So he won.
right?
You can't do that.
yeah, no, he said Ben Shapiro
Because they don't have.
I said, but y'all never asked.
Ben Shapiro said he
Tyreek,
wanted
did they
to
ask you? Tyreek, did they ask you
America.
what your points were when you said he backs up white supremacist talking point? Did they ever ask you to elaborate?
No, I
Nope.
just told who he was associated with.
Sure,
Right.
exactly.
They don't really.
You
They
never
don't have a
asked.
counter. They don't have a counter. But
Y'all don't ask.
Myron,
You can't
Tommy,
not ask
you're
the right
putting words in
question
his mouth.
and then
There's
turn around and
but
say
Myron,
they
let me
did
get
something wrong.
Not once did he ever admit that there's Jewish subversion tactics.
Yes, he did.
Tariq,
Yeah,
are there Jewish
I did.
subversion
I talked about
tactics?
it in the 1960s how there were
He
Jewish
literally
anti-black
did.
racists.
See?
I did. I did
Not
talk
in the
about it.
1960s. We're not
my
living in the
God.
Jim Crow era. I'm talking
Right.
about
This is not
today.
supposed to happen.
Even now, I can talk. Even now, you have white Jewish music execs who
No.
push degeneracy
I am
just like
not
the
supposed
Anglo
to
way.
be over here. I'm waiting on this man to call me one crispy. He ain't done it.
No, wait, hold on, Tommy.
Okay, wait, but Tommy,
I'm on these. I'm on these guys.
I ask him again: Is there Jewish subversion tactics? He says white Jewish. They're different races. We established that 5
because
times.
there's black Jews. Because I just can't say Jews. There's black Jews.
Yeah, he's explaining to you he believes there's two different kinds of Jews.
Right.
It's not like he didn't say it.
He doesn't
Right.
understand
There's
that
black
Zionist Jews.
There are
do
black
not
Jews who don't have any. They don't have no power.
And if he's an FBA and he also believes that blacks were in the United States before whites set foot, you don't think he also believes that there were blacks that were Jews too?
Yeah, that's retarded. See, no actual
But
Jew
you
believes
think
in that.
you're not hearing me though. You think it is. There's several black Jews who believe that they're Jews.
Yeah,
and I'm
but no
friends with a
actual
few of
Jews
them.
believe in that. Blacks can believe what they want to believe. It doesn't make it true.
There's women who think.
But
Blacks
there's
believe
many
the
of us.
Tanks.
Wait a minute.
Who's the guy
Nick
saying
Cannon.
that-
Hold on a
who's-
second, Sneeko. Nick Cannon. What got him kicked off his show? What did he say that got him kicked off?
He said something about the Jews, huh?
No, not something. Don't do that. See there? You've been disingenuous. Let me tell you exactly what he said. He said blacks were the original Jews. That's what got him kicked off.
The majority of slave owners were Jews, so I don't know.
What I'm saying is y'all won't admit that there are people, one of the greatest things that people believe that Jews did, and they can back it with Bible verses. that Jews subverted blacks and their heritage. That's literally what made Tariq and I fall out, because I didn't know what he was doing or whatever. But that was what I brought out. I said, I don't know why.
No, that didn't make us fall out. That's absolutely not what made us fall out.
Well, that's what made you fall out. I never fell out with you.
No, it did.
You did. Because they came and told you what I said on my show. Because before that, we was cool. Before that, you was like, get after these black bitches. You literally said those words to me.
I didn't
yes,
say
you
that.
did. It's on tape during our interview.
Play. Can you play a tape of me?
I sure can. I will put the video. I will put the interview back up, ladies and gentlemen. You'll get the interview. He literally said it.
That. I don't.
He sure did.
I want to hear that.
I don't make up lies. There's no reason for me to sit there and lie about that. I'm not going to say somebody said something they didn't.
And I didn't know nothing about you, nothing to some black Jews or what. I don't know nothing.
No, I'm saying what I said on the video. What I said was, they asked me, they said, why is it that Hidden Colors doesn't address that Jews took black heritage and subverted them, and now they're trying to claim that they're the Semitic people and saying that blacks are anti-Semitic, talking about it. I said, and it was right after me and the girl I was dating had just went to Dallas and seen the movie. And I said, what? I said, I'll talk to, I said, I don't know why he didn't bring that up in 1 or 2. I said, I don't know why he would bring up all these Hidden Colors, but not bring up that Jews will not acknowledge black Jews. For some odd reason, they will not.
Tommy, I didn't have a problem with you because of that. I don't know nothing about that.
It's people in the comment section saying he sure did on that interview. When it starts off,
okay.
Nothing but a
most people have no idea what you're talking about. Let me explain Judaism to you. If you read the Talmud, they do not accept black people. That's not even like black Jews. They can say it just like black people say we're kings and queens. That doesn't make it true. Black Jews are not accepted in the Jewish community.
But the reason they don't accept them is because they know they took their heritage.
Hold on. But wasn't the Nazis, their whole argument was that the reason they had a problem with Jewish people because they had Negro blood. That was the Jewish argument.
It actually isn't. The Nazis had no problem with Negroes.
No. The Nazis, according to their documents, they were saying that the problem with the Jews is that they were a Negro race.
No.
What?
This is what.
No, what are you talking about?
Yes.
It literally wasn't, Tyreek. It wasn't.
You think you're the main character in every situation. Nazis did not care about black people. They cared about Jewish people.
Go read the book Hybrid Hate. Go read the book Hybrid Hate. This is what they were. This is a white man wrote this book called Hybrid Hate. They talked about how the Nazis, the whole issue of anti-Semitism was that they didn't like the Jewish people because the Jewish people had black blood.
No, they did not like. No, that is a lie. Even Hitler said the reason he didn't like the Jews was what they did was they came into their community, and what he said was he had the women prostituting themselves out, which was true in Berlin. Said they brought all kind of gay culture to their Christian background, and that they were a part of when they lost World War I, and that's why almost he said that's why when he started with the Autobahn and stuff, the idea of what they would do was they would charge people with loans, and everybody had a problem with that. Because Hitler believed, like Jesus believed, you loan money, you don't get any interest. And they were literally getting rich off of interest. He never said they had black blood. It was an economic argument.
Yeah, in Mein Kampf, he said they were a Negroid race. He says that in Mein Kampf.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
No, Tariq, black people are not the main character of everything.
That's what I don't like.
He wanted to be the
that
center
has never been their argument.
That's been the argument. The argument wasn't religion. He said
no, it was economic. White. Everybody kicks the Jews out over economy. The reason JFK is dead is because he tried to talk about the economy that the Jews had built under the Fed.
Not everything's about black people, Tariq.
It ain't about race.
Then why did he say that they were Negro?
Because you want to be the center of attention at everything. It's not about black people.
He didn't say that.
It's the smallest issue.
He did say that. It's in Mein Kampf. He said it in Mein Kampf. Y'all look it up. I'm not saying this. This is what Hitler said in Mein Kampf.
Show the quote right now.
Okay. I'm on an audio thing. I can't show you.
You can exit the app.
We don't have a screen to show you.
You can leave the app and still be on the space. I don't know how you're a millionaire. You don't know how to use a phone. Like, how did you be? You're hardworking.
Okay, you're trying to be snarky.
Well, if you think about it, if you're telling him he could do it, you could do it.
You brought it up. You so cite this.
I know, but we all could do it to prove him wrong.
Right. Yeah, prove me wrong.
See, that's what I mean. We're not having a fair conversation.
Bruh, you can't prove a negative.
You see, me and him just went at it, but I'm still trying to be fair. Why, if y'all really wanted these conversations to go somewhere, if they were just public displays and bullshit, then we're going perfect.
Well, okay, he's the one who brought it up, so cite your source, because this is the first time anybody's ever heard that.
Well, he cited it. He said it was in a book, but he didn't know. It's like when people tell me it's in the Bible. I go look it up.
Tommy,
right.
No, the problem is we're going around in circles for a couple of points. Sneaker brought a point about the difference between white supremacy and then Jewish supremacy. Tariq has the opinion that Shapiro is a white supremacist, or he says suspect white supremacist, when there's a thing called Jewish supremacy. That's the difference. And when he says a white,
but why didn't you ask him to elaborate?
No, I've been trying to for 30 minutes.
No, you haven't. None of y'all pinned him down on it.
Tommy, let him speak for 5 seconds.
Tommy, bro, I've been like 2 days no sleep here. So I'll be pretty brief. The whole thing is that this whole white, Jewish, whatever, there's a religion and there's a race. There's 2 parts of it. So when you guys talking about is he white, is he black, there's different parts of it. So I'm going to be ethnically Jewish. They have a religion that's Jewish. There's different parts of that. The other part speaker brought before about the hard working and all of that. What he's talking about was in terms of the different industries and what the percentage is demographically of each sector. That's what he was asking Tariq initially. Then he kind of ran around that point, and also the point about the crime statistics, which he ran around as well. You can say somebody's hardworking, and they're individuals that are hardworking for sure. But we're talking about like what sectors and what demographic percentages are in each sector. That is the difference he is referring to there.
Typically about Jewish supremacy. Yeah, he does.
And that's why he's still banned on X. He's one of the only people, because you cannot criticize them. And Tariq's whole platform, this space exposed, is built on a lie. He's not going to call it the true powers.
What's the lie?
The lie that it's white supremacy and not Jewish supremacy.
It is white supremacy. It is white supremacy.
Okay, wait. Do you think? Okay, Tariq, do you take money from white supremacists?
No.
All right. Do you have any dealings with Jews?
Does. His platforms.
No. Who? No, I don't.
Do you have any business dealings with Jews?
Channel.
I do not.
Your YouTube channel.
Well, who? YouTube is run by Jews.
This fucking retard. This fucking
I don't know who runs the
retard. You are so fucking stupid, Tariq.
Come on now.
Done. This space, Jacosta, this was great. Tariq, you're a fraud. I'm done.
I'm a fraud because I don't know what white supremacists run their damn YouTube. What the hell? Is that some kind of gotcha? I don't know who runs YouTube.
Oh
white
my God!
Is not allowed on YouTube.
That's some kind of gotcha.
It's not allowed on YouTube.
Oh, so that's a gotcha. So is that really a gotcha?
No, white supremacy is not allowed on YouTube.
Are you insane? You insane?
What the?
These white supremacists all over YouTube.
Give one example. Give one example.
These suspected white supremacists, PewDiePie.
Wait a minute, why is PewDiePie? I'm not gonna let no ill speak. I'm not gonna let no ill speak about PewDiePie. Why is PewDiePie suspected?
Yes, these suspected white supremacists.
Why is he? No, Tyreek, I'm not gonna let you get away with no evil about PewDiePie.
Oh,
my daughter like PewDiePie. I'm not gonna let you get away with that evil, sir.
Man, come on. YouTube is full of these white supremacists.
What does PewDiePie do that's white supremacists?
Lord, wasn't he running around yelling nigga at one point? He's a suspected white supremacist too. Come on, man.
My daughter upset with you now, no?
They up here acting like this is a gotcha. Good Lord.
Yo, you gotta be trolling, bro. You gotta be trolling. There's no way, bro.
Come on, dude.
Tariq knows, bro. He just doesn't want to say it, man. He knows who runs YouTube.
What don't I want to say?
You know who runs YouTube, bro.
Fine.
What don't I want to say?
How about, wait, Tariq, are they some direct white supremacists?
So do I do business with the owners of YouTube? What is that? Y'all just, these guys don't really have an argument.
Well, there's some direct white supremacists, not suspected ones, but direct. Like they come straight out and say
with Jews. Don't you have Jewish donors? Don't you have
what Jewish donors do I have?
Do you?
No. Where? What? No.
Yes or no? Do you have Jewish donors?
Hell, where would I get a Jewish donor?
Tariq,
what?
Tariq,
No.
I gotta ask you this though: Is your wife Jewish?
Why would you ask me that? Why would you ask me that?
Is your wife Jewish?
You know good and well my wife is not Jewish. Now you're trolling. Okay, you're not white. Good Lord. Now here's trolling. Here's the trolling hour. Now you're tapping out.
Get it, Myra. Get it.
Lying means
hey, man,
I won.
I saw a pic,
Lying
bro.
means I won.
Me. Is it your wife or not?
Lying means I won. If
I'm
you're
not
reduced
trolling.
to lying,
God,
I'm asking a legitimate question.
That was excellent.
sir, no, you're not.
I'm asking a
If you're
legitimate
reduced to
question.
lying, no, you're not.
He reverse
trolling.
psychology you.
No. You're reduced to lying.
He got you with
sir.
the reverse psychology. He got you.
I'm not even trying to be an asshole, bro. I've literally seen pictures. I saw your wife. She's white, or she's maybe a long-time girlfriend. I don't know.
Stop it. You know good and well my lady ain't white. You're projecting.
Yeah, but a part of a.
Your desire to be white onto my lady.
That sounds like a feminist shaming a man.
You want to be white, and that's you projecting your desire.
You're projecting. You're insecure.
That's you projecting your ass off. You know good and well my lady ain't white. My lady's the foundational Black American queen. You better stop it. You better stop that.
Wait a minute, though.
Just pop your
if white people are so supreme, then why would they allow a person to, like, if they marry kind of outside of their race? Isn't that a start of something? Like, imagine if, let's just say my wife, if her mother was white, then people would say that the reason I talk bad about black women is because I'm laid up with. They would say my girl is white. They would talk shit about her. They would bring up the fact that my girl is not black. They would say this. Why is it that that's not a fair question the other way around?
That's a troll argument. That's not a real argument. That's a deflection. That's not a real argument. That's a deflection.
I can't believe you're like denying Jewish supremacy. That's just crazy.
Okay,
bro.
yeah, that's a tactic that nobody's falling for. That's a deflection.
That's not a tactic.
That's a deflection.
Everything is a deflection.
Mike from Nevada said, "Is her mother Jewish?"
You're trying to pick me.
Nobody's Jewish in my family or my wife's family. That's some white supremacist bullshit.
John from San Diego said, "Is she white?"
Right. To the white supremacists, everybody's a damn Jew, according to the white supremacists. That's just a deflection. That's not a real argument.
It's not a deflection.
John from San Diego wanted to know, was your wife's mother white though?
Yeah, my wife's lady's white. Her mother's white. But my lady's black. And
so why do you be talking about them coons and say they be saying, "What are white women at?"
Shit, what does that got to do with my lady?
If you come on, Tyree.
You got to articulate the argument, Tommy. You ain't articulating the argument.
Tyree. You know you said it.
You ain't articulating the argument.
If coons say this, then with my logic, your father-in-law be cool.
He might be. I don't know.
I'm out. I'm going to bed.